out of apartment 5B.
You're now tuned into the Apartment 5B podcast, where we chop it up about hip-hop, R&B, sports, love and life. Hosted by Kill.
What's good? You are tuning to the Apartment 5B podcast hosted by your man, Kel. I got my squad with me in effect as always. I got my brother Vague out of BK. What's good, bro?
I hope they won, though. I hope they won.
It's not over.
Yeah, it ain't nowhere near over, man. Oh, yeah, it ain't over. Tone, out in North Carolina. What's going on, bro? End of the dome.
What's good, fellas? I'm just sipping on some Coke Zero tonight, man. You know, some nights I dab into a little craft beer, but tonight we're gonna drink some Coke Zero and talk some good hip hop.
All right, no doubt. Easy. What's going on, bro?
What's the word, baby? Appreciate y'all having me, man. Always just have some good talk.
Yo, album is done, right?
Album is coming. It's coming. It's on the way, bro.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Booty.
And you already know this dude over here, dopest t-shirts in the game. Of course, the t-shirt got something to do with Queens. The hat got something to do with Queens. Cal, what's good, baby?
Yo, good to be back. It's been a minute.
Yeah. Queens is there. I told Cal, people ain't been mentioning Queens MCs enough. We got to get you back on here, bro, man. We need better representative of Q Borough. But yo, y'all know me. Let's jump right into it. This week, we're going to be chopping up. I forgot how I came about this topic, but MCs who deserve to be mentioned in somebody's top 10, even if they don't get in your top 10, but MCs that have the resume that they should be put into your top 10. So that's one piece of the show. Another piece of the show, Vague hit me years ago, and I want to say it was Jamel Hill from ESPN that said something like, you know, after a certain time, does your top 10 need to change? Like my top 10, I think has kind of been etched in stone since like 99. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's been 27 years that this has been etched in stone. Is it time that change? You know what I mean? So it's going to be a conversation of that. If it does change, what gets moved around, who gets moved in. So this could be boys that would move into your top 10, or it could just be people that at this point in time, I'm like, look, if you know what I mean? If such and such is in your top 10, I'm not mad at that. You know what I mean? He may not be in my top 10, but totally understand him being in yours. So just want to look at Jones like that. I'm going to set us off. The first person, and this may be too easy, but I'll throw the big joke out there. For me, it's Kendrick Lamar. I think Kendrick has done enough in his career. If somebody said he's a top 10 MC, hell, he may be number 10 on mine. After I redo all this hoopla, I mean, I know some people start with Section 80. I personally start with Good Kid, Mad City. That's 2012. To me, that's 5 mics. The Pimple Butterfly, 2015. That's 5 mics. Damn in 2017. Strong 4 mics. I know me and Naomi and Kendrick are the only people who like Mr. Morales in 2022. But to me, that's still a strong 4 mic. And to me, GNX this year, 2024, to me, is 5 mics too. So for me, 3 5 mic albums, a solid discography. I mean, from even if you go back to Section 80, that's 2011 to 2025. That's 14 years of having your name mentioned as a top 3 MC. You know, from the time that Kendrick dropped, it's always been Kendrick, J. Cole, Nas. You know what I mean? I'm bugging. Kendrick, J. Cole, Drake. I'm bugging y'all.
They gonna say you hate?
Week. Right. It's Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake. And then they and Tone were always talking about being battle tested. I mean, what he just did to Drake, I mean, that's annihilation. Like, to me, that's just a whole nother, that's nuclear bomb. loved the back and forth for a good 48 to 72 hours. It was like, yo, who could keep up? And to me, it wasn't like Kendrick was just punishing Drake. Drake had some joints too. You know what I mean? Like they were going back and forth, but not like us was just that Mike Tyson knockout blow from like 89 or whatever. And then too, just even his tours. One of the things I love, I've been to the Mr. Morales tour. Me and they went to the Grand National tour. His tours remind me of back in the day when like Janet would go on tour and then perform that album. Like if she dropped Rhythm Nation, this is a Rhythm Nation tour, which was different than the Control tour, which was then going to be different than the Velvet Rope tour. Like, I feel like that's it. So to see the Mr. Morales tour, which was incredible, then come back and see the Grand National tour with SZA, which was just bananas. To me, he checks all the boxes for me, as far as, him being a top 10 MC. So that's one of mine. How do y'all feel about Kendrick? Any beef if somebody put Kendrick in their top 10?
I think Kendrick is has definitely has the resume. I do want to say GNX, Go to the Nearest Exit album fucking sucks. I hate that shit. But aside from that, he's official. And I fuck with Kendrick heavy. I do. I don't love what he's been doing lately. I don't yeah. Ovi whole shit is weird to me. I didn't come up on that. Maybe that's just me, whatever. But he's definitely official. Good Kid, Man City. That shit shook everything up. That album shook everything up. And I remember clearly. Speaking of Life is Good, this is around the time when Life is Good dropped.
Yep.
And I was beefing with my because old head. I'm like, yo, y'all gotta accept it. He dropped a better album than Nas, bro. It's okay. Nas' album is still ill. Mm-hmm. I was keeping it official. You know what I'm saying? So that album was heavy duty. To Pimp a Butterfly, heavy duty. I love what he did with that. I was getting like shades of Outkast, where completely different album, did it his way, and made a great album. You know what I mean? I thought Damn was strong. His discography is solid. You know what I'm saying? And what I will say about GNX and Not Like Us and all that. No, whether I like it or not, whether it's my preference or not, I always love to see hip hop win, right? When he's performing at the Super Bowl, and that garbage juice called Not Like Us comes on, I'm still happy because it's a win for hip hop. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm never ever gonna knock that, whether I prefer it or not. And I think Kendrick definitely, he's in the conversation.
Yeah,
Right,
man.
right.
I have just real quick, I have him number 9 on my all-time list now, because at one point my list didn't change a lot, because being our age, it's some nostalgia to it, and it's hard to move the legends, man, because you feel like you disrespecting them. But real quick, I wrote an article, The Kid from Compton with a Dream, on, at the time it was Instadome.com, about 8-9 years ago. Because I was just like, man, something special about him. We had heard Good Kid and Section 8, and some of us remember the Kendrick Lamar EP and all of that, because he had stuff before Section 8, and you can see his rise. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really got some joints, man, but even before Section 8. But when I heard Section 8 and I heard the Cushion Corinthians, I wrote an article about that, breaking that song down, what he meant by that song or whatever, what my interpretation. Hearing Cushion Corinthians, the Reagan era, you know what I'm saying, High Power, and all these joints on Section 80. I'm talking about before Good Kid. Then when I heard Good Kid, I'm like, okay, this is the young, like, Illmatic of Compton almost, you know what I'm saying? Like, I looked at it like that. I said, okay, this is, now he's special. Then I heard To Pimp a Butterfly. I'm like, is anybody hearing what the hell I'm hearing? What this sound like? It takes a nation to be for this generation. When I listen to Incarcerated Mama, you know what I'm saying, Black of the Berry, Clean Kunto, man, the complexion, how much a dollar costs. Then I listened to Mama last week, Kill, like 10 times.
Crazy.
I was like, oh my God. I mean, of course, the Damn, and of course, us down here, we have about Duckworth for obvious reasons, and all of it, and the complexion for Rhapsody on To Pimp. But yeah, man, you guys already said everything I was gonna say. He has checked the boxes off consistently. Longevity now in this era of 14, 15 years is like a lifetime. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Anyone
And you know what it
said
is, Two-Tone? It's not even just the 14 years. It's the 14 years of being top 3, always having your name mentioned as one of the best for those 14 years. Like that, to me, means something else. And to Easy's point, I think one of the other things I love about him is that every album is different. You know what I mean? And when I first heard Good Kid, Mad City, I didn't like it at first. I was like, it's cool, but I don't see the hype. Then I was like, okay, same thing. The Pimp a Butterfly. Me and Ev always joke about that. The first 48 hours, we was like, yo, this shit is trash. And then by like the 72nd hour, we was like, yo, nigga, this shit kind of crazy, you know? And even GNX, I didn't like it at first. I heard it and I was like, yeah, this album ain't for me. This some West Coast. And just like Easy, I was like, yo, salute. He making his West Coast music for his peoples, as he should. You know, he's from the West Coast. So how am I get mad at Queens nigga for making Queens music? Like, but then it just, I don't know what happened, but I'm just used to this with Kendrick, like, because it's like you got your mouth ready for this and then he hits you with that. You know what I mean?
You're an artist, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like he's an artist. And most people who are artists aren't able to have a discography like that. Like, even if you didn't love Mr. Morales, you're still talking about a good 4.5 to 5 mic discography for 14 years. That shit is hard, bro. And then to dethrone Drake, this is the poster boy for rap and pop and everything else. Like, you ain't dethroning like some random nigga. Like, this is Drake.
Oh, that's hard.
And I don't know. Yeah. What you gonna say, E?
I also wanted to add that, you know, with the whole GNX and you know, Not Like Us, I feel like this is what really solidified him. Because listen, we like to act like sales don't matter, but any true great has mainstream success, right? Nobody's putting fucking Easy Money in their top 5, fam. I'm sorry. You understand what I'm saying? Every true great got mainstream. That's just it gotta come with the territory, and this shit really catapulted him. You know what I mean? Super Bowl performance, bro. That shit is, come on, man. That shit, yo, bro. Who was the last hit for hip hop? It was Dre and Snoop in there. And just where Kendrick is at in his career, and where Dre and Snoop were at by the time they got to the Super Bowl, that's fucking historic, bro.
Yeah. And then even back to the shows, his shows are crazy. It's not just we walking across the stage back and forth. Like, you know, if you're going to a Kendrick show, you are getting a performance. That's what I mean. Like, it takes me back to the 80s and the 90s when like a show meant more than just coming out on stage with 15 niggas with cameras and smoking weed. And like, you're gonna get what he did at the Super Bowl is what you're gonna get if you went to the national tour. You know what I mean? That's what you're gonna get. So I mean, that's the other thing. So he also brings the emceeing element of moving the crowd to check that box too. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I got Kendrick. That's my number one. And like I said, truth be told, he's probably in my top. He's my number 10. You know, and so when I'm with you, my 8, 9, 10 has always fluctuated, but it's like once we start digging into that 6 to 1, we gonna get into that later because it's kind of heartbreaking for me to change some things around. It hurts, but yo, E, who's somebody you got, bro?
So what I gathered from what you sent me was more or less like, does your top 5, top 10, top 5 change every so often? So are you asked, am I doing pretty much like someone who might not be in mind that?
Yeah, you could do it that way. Like, does yours change, or who are MCs that have the resume to, like, I usually don't hear Kendrick in people's top 10s. So people who you may not hear. Okay.
I go with Drake. You know, he's not in my top 10. He doesn't sniff my top 30 probably, but you know, I know the ongoing.
Now, is that because he doesn't write his own?
He's a pop
Is that because he
guy.
doesn't write his own rhymes?
What was that?
Is that because he doesn't write his own rhymes? Where you're saying he doesn't sniff your 30?
He's just not as good as the other guys I got ahead of him, in my opinion.
Right.
I think he is great. He's great. You know, doesn't, you know, but I just don't. And also he has a lot of misses for me. He has a lot of songs that I really fuck with. He got a lot of songs that I really just like, bro. How'd nobody in the studio tell you something? You know what I'm saying? Like, type shit. But I think he's one of the guys too, bro. Like, at the end of the day, bro, like, and I don't wanna downplay what Kendrick did. But fam, like, when you're that high up, there's nowhere to go but down. And when it's that long, it's bound to happen sooner than later. 15 years, bro. First time I heard Drake, he first dropped 09. I was in jail first time I heard Drake. And I'm like, yo, this dude got 6 songs in regular rotation. The shit was crazy. It was out of control. And he just stayed there. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say, like what you like, but be realistic, fam. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's called being objective. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I think these guys.
I'm
Go ahead.
I'm with you on that. Like we did a show a long time ago about like just our top 10, and one of the things Yao was on the show, and Yao was saying, but before we even started the top 10, it's like, what's your criteria? And for Yao, not writing your own rhymes wasn't one of his criteria. So when he said Drake was top 10, I'm like, all right, cool. I ain't got no problem with that. Because I know your criteria doesn't. I think Styles was just on somebody's podcast and he was talking about that. Like, he was like, I wrote for Drake. I mean, not Drake. I wrote for Puff and I wrote for this person. And he said, the interview said something. He was like, you ain't an MC if you don't write your rhymes. Like, you could be a lot of different things, but you're not going to be an MC.
I will say this though, right? If you go pull up Drake's catalog, you're gonna find hundreds of songs. And there was like 2 reference tracks. It gets blown out of proportion, fam. Let's keep it real.
I think for me,
it can't rap, fam. I'm sorry.
No. Here's the thing. Like I said on a couple episodes,
we're not gonna act like that, bro. That shit's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
But here's the thing. Once you lie to me, and maybe it's just a Philly in me, nigga, I don't believe shit you said. So if you told me growing up, let me explain to you how real this shit is, Philly. We call it lying on your dick in Philly. If Tone told me he fucked Nisha down the block and I found out Tone ain't fucked Nisha, I ain't believing shit Tone say for the rest of his fucking life.
Yeah.
And again, that's just the Philly in me. Because here's the thing, nigga, once you lie once, why wouldn't I? Why now I have to play the game of what else did you lie about? So again, I'm with you. E, do I think Drake didn't write shit? No, that is not what I'm saying. I think Drake has wrote hundreds of rhymes. But I'm gonna tell you this. The second you lie to me, my nigga, just understand I'm not gonna believe shit you say. Okay. That's gonna be the running joke. If all of us were from Philly, Easy, and you lied on your dick, everything that came out your mouth, we would all be looking at each other like, this nigga. Yo, I just got a new job. This nigga. Yo, I just got a new this nigga. Nobody's gonna believe shit. Hey.
Nigga can't get a job.
Yo,
nah, nigga, like dead ass. That's why it was so important.
Hey, hold on, man. You gotta hear this.
My whole type. This is why it's so important for me to not lie. Because I know in my neighborhood, once you lie, you lose all like it all goes out the window. And again, maybe it's not like that in Brooklyn or Queens or Boston or North Carolina. But in Philly, the second you lie on your dick, my nigga, we're not believing shit forever. Ever. Like, my nigga, I saw my man, God bless the dead, my man Mad Balls. Like, shit like that. Like, this nigga's name is still Mad Balls. I'm fucking 51 and he called the nigga Mad Balls.
You got a lot of pauses happening, Kill. Like,
nah, you gotta remember Mad Balls from back in the day. I'm just saying that. Right. Now, you remember the toys Mad Balls or whatever. Yeah. God bless the dead because he passed away. Horrible death. But that was my guy. But it's just like, that's what gets stuck to you. So again, am I saying it's right that we all lie? Let's just keep it above. We all lie to some extent, whether it's the little white lie or the super doper. No, babe, I wasn't with you. I was with Easy in Boston for the weekend when I was really with my side piece in Jamaica. There's levels to lying. You know what I mean? So we all lie somehow. But that reference track, I just think that shit really, really hurt.
Can I go?
That's just my take. Yeah, you got it, bro.
First and foremost, you just sounded like the chairman of the Boom Bap Avengers. First and foremost, right? The chairman, right? That's what you sounded like. The fucking Boom Bap Avengers poster child, bro. Like, come on.
But here's the thing. Again, it's just how Philly raised me, and that's what I realized. I realized that everybody is different.
It's out though, right? That's how Philly raised you, right? But if I go through Philly, every barbecue gonna be playing "Summertime" that Will Smith did it right.
Right. But here's the thing: at that time, nobody knew that shit.
The bull going crazy on this, and they didn't write it. The bull
Yo,
crazy on this
nobody
didn't write it.
But here's the thing: ask anybody in Philly, do they think Will Smith is an MC?
I do.
Here's the problem: his name ain't fucking Will Smith. His name is the Fresh Prince. That's the problem right there. That niggas be like, myself included. I'd be like, yeah, when Jeff and Will did, nigga, when Jeff and the Fresh Prince did X, Y, Z. You know what I mean? So again, I get it easy. I know I'm the minority, but again, just the second, the time.
But hold on, because it gets blown out of proportion. Because they were saying a homie from Dead Prez had shit on Nas.
Yep.
And when one person came out and said it's not true, okay, we believe it. Because the bottom line is, niggas is haters, and Drake is just too popular. When their golden boy Nas, right? He's one of mine too. Let's keep it real. Queens in the house, Kel, I see you. I love him. You already know what, But when it came up with Nas, and somebody that we never heard of in history, some woman that I never heard of in my life, I don't know who she is, who she works for, came and debunked it. Oh, no, he's good.
Here's the thing, E. Here's the thing. That's not me. When niggas,
and I'm not saying that anybody knows because I wasn't there.
And E, I want you to know that I give the same energy. When I heard that about Nas, I was like, when niggas was like, when Jaguar was like, yo, Black Thought, Malik was writing for Black Thought, I even did an episode on that shit. So keep in mind, I keep the same energy with everybody. You know what I mean? Now, I understand this too. But I also understand it's the same thing with Ye. When I found out Ye ain't do Down and Out for Cam, now I got a question, what else did he do? And here's the wild part. I was the dumbass when Ye came out. I didn't know he didn't write Jesus Walks. I didn't know Ye had ghostwriters. I thought he didn't have ghostwriters for years. I had no idea that this boy came off the rip with ghostwriters and came off rip not making the beats, because that was still when we saw YouTube and we could see Ye in the studio.
Kanye was a ghost.
Right, for D-Dot. Right, for D-Dot. Right.
Exactly.
But now you got ghost producers, because when Ye said, oh, one of my young boy producers did Down and Out. Well, you said young boy producers. That's plural. Why do you have young boy producers under you? I'm sure Primo don't got no young boy producers or Pete or so again, even though it was just Down and Out, for me again, and I can be the extremist. I could be the Boom Bap Avengers. I don't mind being the president. I just hope it comes with a salary. My only thing is, I will pop the cape. Just give me a salary. I need some money for UMD right now.
But the cape is Ralph too. The cape is Ralph too.
The cape got to be Ralph. If it's mine, it got to be Ralph. But and like I said, I know I can be that person, but it's just like it. And maybe it's just because I'm still a kid at heart when it comes to this hip hop, where it's just like, what do you mean you didn't write it? Like, I'm still the kid who's heartbroken. I'm still the kid who's like, what do you mean payola? You mean DJs really just don't play the music that they like? Like, so maybe it's the kid in me. Maybe it's the people who still used to believe wrestling was real. And, Dusty Rhodes really got his leg broken. And, oh, my God, is he going to live till next week? Maybe it's just a little kid that's still in me, that's still hoping that, like Jay said, like, I was playing this for Nate the other day. I said, yo, to me, where I'm from is like the best representation of talking about the hood to me. So when that nigga said, your word was everything, so everything you said you did it. Couldn't talk about it if you ain't live it. Like, that was Philly for me. Like, you could not talk about, even when I wasn't even smashing yet, you think I ain't want to jump in the conversation like, oh yeah, I fucked Nicki, but I knew if I lied, that was it for the rest of my life. Like, I was gonna be, it was a wrap. And maybe that's what we need. Maybe we need niggas that have consequences like that to get niggas to stop fucking lying, because it's just like, oh, okay, you'll forget about it. But my bad, Vig. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, like, just to testify, and it's on record on Apartment 5B and Writer's Bench. Kill used to call me the nigga that spoiled Christmas because I would tell him hip hop facts, and he would say, "Wait a minute, Big ain't write that." Like, nah, Mace wrote that, and he's like,
yeah, I'd be like, Vay, shut up. I don't even want to hear no more stories. I don't want no more of your Charlie Murphy true hip hop stories. You killing Christmas for me.
I just want to add before we move on. I also want to add that rest in peace, Biz Markie, another hip hop icon. I didn't write it down, but go ahead. I'm
This
just saying,
guy.
though. You know, I'm just saying. You're not
I
arguing it.
understand.
I don't hear you arguing
I
it.
understand. No, I'm not. No, I'm not arguing it. But what I'm saying is that even, and maybe it's just for me. Vague, you're my age. Tone, you're my Kel. You're definitely my age.
No, don't.
When
Come
I
on,
was
speak
coming,
projecting, bro. Speak for Kill. Let me hear what you got to say.
no, I am. But what I'm trying to say, no, I'm not ganging up on you. I'm just saying, was it just me? That's what I'm saying. Y'all know me. I'll fight battles I get outvoted on my own podcast. I got no problem being like, I'm the only one person. What I was going to say is, even growing up, when I heard that DOC was writing for Easy, it didn't affect me. And I'm not moving goalposts because in 1989, there was no such term as moving the goalposts. It's just, I didn't look at Easy as an MC. Now, if I found out DOC was writing for MC Ren or for Cube, that would have felt different because I didn't look. So same thing with Biz. When I see the Juice Crew, yo, here's the truth. I never hear Biz's name mentioned. I don't hear anybody ever mention Biz when it comes to the Juice Crew. It's Kane, right? I mean, Kane, G Rap, Craig, Master Ace, Shan, Shantae. I rarely even hear anybody mention Biz's name. And it's no disrespect to Biz because I got a Biz figure staring at me right here, but it's because I never looked at Biz as an MC. I never looked at Puff as an MC. So for me,
Let me ask you a question. You never looked at Eazy-E as an MC. Kanye West came in as a producer too, and you just crucified him for not writing his raps. So what's the difference?
No, I crucified him for not doing the beat, for not doing Down and Out. That's why I crucified him. I'm just saying with Easy, when I heard Eazy-E rhyme, I didn't like Eazy-E. So if I'm not mistaken, Vay, correct me if I'm wrong, Eazy's debut album came out before Straight Outta Compton. Am I right? I think so. I didn't like that. That Easy Does It, We Want Easy. I didn't like that shit. What's this nigga with this high pitched voice with these little 1, 2, 3 rhymes? I didn't like it. I didn't like Eazy-E until Straight Outta Compton because it fit, like it almost masked what I felt was his inability. I didn't feel like Eazy-E was this great rapper. It's almost like Too Short. When I heard Life is Too Short, I was like, oh my God, you hear them bars? Like if somebody told me somebody wrote for Too Short, I'm not gonna be shocked. Okay, I thought somebody did. Like it ain't. There were no rewindable moments like that. So what I'm just saying is that for Eazy-E, it wasn't no big deal. But like I said, if I found out Kane was writing for G Rap, I just think it would hit different. And maybe it's because they weren't great. So it's like, shit, y'all getting people to write for you and you still don't even sound fucking incredible. Vague, what you gonna say?
So I think I figured it out so we can move on. Because, I just got off work. That's how we talk all the time. But I think in a lot of ways, you just said it, right? You respected Drake. And that's why it's so disheartening to hear that he didn't write what he wrote, because you did respect him as an MC. Other than like with Eazy-E, you didn't really have those expectations. Right. But to Eazy's point, the 2 tracks, the reference tracks, they throw away raps, but you never really hear about the dope shit that Drake did. You never hear that somebody ghostwrote those joints. So it's kind of like, it's kind of like both. Like it's disappointing. Like, damn, you couldn't write this bubblegum shit. But really, those are the only type of joints that we heard. And that dude who wrote it, he trashed too. So it kind of.
What did they try to say? Didn't they say that he wrote for Nas too?
Who?
Drake? I never heard that. The dude who's
yeah, Quentin Miller.
Oh no, I never heard that. I never heard that.
Maybe that right Future joint.
Oh, you heard that on King's Disease?
Yeah, I heard that. That got debunked too. I think that it's some.
Yeah, but they be exaggerating too, because he could have wrote like a melody or some other shit.
He didn't write no bars for Nas. That got blown out of proportion.
And again, Easy, just for me say, keep in mind, I like Drake. Like I got 2 Best of Drake mixtapes, like 2 of them. So it's not like I'm not a fan of the boy. And even after the L and even after all that shit, I still like Drake. Like, so I just want that to be known. Like, it's not like I'm like, oh, I'm only moving the goalposts for rappers. I like Drake. You know what I mean? So yeah, all right, cool. You right, Vague. Thank you for that, because me and E could keep going on for 2 hours. Tone, what you got for one of yours, bro?
This someone who could be considered for the top 10, correct?
Yeah, who could be? Yeah.
So again, my kind of 7 through 10 is the ones that kind of start fluctuating or making me think I want to fluctuate some now. So I would say, man, Common has for me being on par with the greatest MCs of all time for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So hearing him in a top 10 wouldn't surprise me. I remember I posted like a top 30 greatest MCs list probably about a year ago, and a few people hit me and posted theirs, and several people had comment like in their top 10, top 15. I said, man, that's totally warranted, because if you look at Common's discography, man, when you talk about The Resurrection, One Day It'll All Make Sense is a fantastic album. Like Water for Chocolate, fantastic album. B is on most people's greatest albums list. Finding Forever is underrated. Black America Again, man, like. Then you come with the Auditorium and all of this stuff. His discography is insane. You can also say, we know he can perform live. I've seen him.
I was going to say that. I'm glad you said that.
He has stage presence, can perform live. He can freestyle on the top of the dome. The dude even breakdance, man. He is a hip-hop guy, you know what I'm saying, to the core, you know what I'm saying? He battles Ice Cube and do the Bitch in You when nobody thought Common would even come out with a song like that. I remember being in school and we had the mixtape with that joint on there. And I'm like, that's Common getting that Ice Cube and West Side Connection. That was crazy. You gotta remember, there was a moment in hip hop where Ice Cube was the guy. And America's Most Wanted and Death Certificate dropped back to back. He was the guy. So. And then West Side Connection was huge on the West Coast, and that Bow Down shit was huge. You know what I'm saying? Like
everywhere. I was big.
Yeah, no doubt. So Common resume, skills, impact, longevity can easily have him as one of the top 10 greatest MCs of all time, anywhere between 8, 9, and 10 to me. He's right outside of mine, but I'm not mad if someone had him in there. He can move somebody out.
Yeah. I was talking about Common because I'm like, even with the duds, you know what I mean? It's like the longevity of like, yo, this nigga came out when I was a senior in high school and he just dropped the album last year when I turned 50. Like, okay,
great album.
If you've been going since 1991 to 2025, yeah, you're gonna have some duds. Like that's just gonna happen. One of them. Yeah, and again, not trying to make excuses. He's fucking with Erykah Badu. So that's number one. Then you was fucking with Erykah Badu and you wasn't smashing. So see, that's the difference. See, Dre was smashing, Dre got better. Com wasn't smashing, and we got niggas outside deaf girls.
Come on, Electric Circus.
Yeah.
How you know that?
Outside deaf girl. Because he said in the book, he said that they were abstinence. Yeah, that they wasn't smashing. Yeah, so it's like
right there. I'm sorry, bro. Add that to the duds too. Oh man, that's so disappointing, bro. Like
he got a good roster.
So his roster is crazy. Like I mean, and there's people in his roster we ain't even know is in his roster, and I'm like, God damn, this nigga been smashing everybody. But yeah, I'm with you, Tone. I'm not mad at Com. And anyway, I mean, he was in my top 10 for a long time, and I mean, he may need to kind of creep back in. But I definitely yeah.
So the Drake thing, real quick, I can also see, especially people in this generation, saying, "Hey, top 10 consideration," because we can't act like, I know people acting like success don't matter, but Drake is a real industry juggernaut. You know what I'm saying? You can't. For 15 years, he had hits every year, damn near every month for like 15 years, and we just can't. You can't ignore that. I mean, he's a monster in the industry. That's why Not Like Us is winning Grammys, because you really did take down a titan, like him or not. That's what he is. You know what I'm saying? That's why when I hear Murto and the diplomatic community, when Drake talking that big boy talk, he can talk that big boy talk, and it's up to him to make another project at some point real soon, so he can talk that big boy talk again, if he can do it.
Yeah. I feel you. Vague, who's somebody you got, bro?
It's not Drake. No, I'm joking. I got my best of Drakes too. I just had to pause for a minute because sometimes when I go back, I'm like, let me put my best of Drake on. As soon as I hear his voice, I'll be like, shut up, nigga. Like, I need some more time. I got Ghostface. I feel like I wouldn't be mad at all if somebody said that, because when you start with the Wu, right, and his contributions to the Wu on their albums, and he has some iconic songs and verses with the Wu, and then you go to Purple Tape. Like, what's Purple Tape without Ghosts? You know what I'm saying? And then his debut Iron Man comes out, and that's just pure dopeness. And then at a time where the Wu is on the ropes,
Yeah.
he drops Supreme Clientele and he brings that feeling back, and it kind of brings everybody else back because then they change their formula and realize we still want that Wu sound but updated. And then, you know, again, his discography, man, like he has a lot of dope joints, versatile joints, storytelling, collaborations. Wu Block is slept on because it's really like Ghost and Sheik really taking the lead on that joint. And you just look at his whole career and even Supreme Clientele too. Like I wasn't big on it, but I didn't feel like it was whack at all. So I kind of feel like if somebody said
I like
Ghostface
it
was in their top, I'd be like, shit, I'm with it. So
nah, that's a good joint. I wouldn't have no beef with that either. I felt like Supreme too. I thought it was dope. I gave it a strong 4 mics. Like I still play it. You know, I just always wonder like would people have liked it more if it was another title? Because I know a lot of people when you do the Supreme Clientele 2, they compare it to the first one. So it's like, nah, this ain't that. But I felt like if he would have called it something else, maybe it would have got more love than what it did. Because I thought it was definitely his dopest album, probably since what's the shit with Killah? Probably Fish Scale. And I want to say Fish Scale was like 2006, so that's 20 years. You know what I mean? So and for people watching, I'm not saying he didn't have good songs. I'm just talking about an album as a whole that I can just put on and listen to and ride out to or whatever like that. Kel, who you got up? I got a feeling it's somebody from Queens, man. Somebody from Linden.
You already know. So
I
found Monch.
Yeah.
You know, organized. I mean, set off organized. Obviously, the 3 albums. Organized Confusion, Stress, The Equinox, and then the solo joint, Eternal Affairs. You got a anthem. Thomas says an anthem. So you know.
Oh yeah.
You know, I think that's to me it's a 5 mic classic. Desire, I think it's a 4 mic. War, PTSD. All 4 mic albums. I saw he did the 25th anniversary of Eternal Affairs 2 years ago. I'd never seen Pharoahe perform live. Phenomenal live. So he's dope. He's just dope. Lyrical, you know, obviously tons of features on everybody's joints. He just got on the Smith & Wesson joint last year.
Yeah, which is crazy. That joint,
Yeah.
You know, he can, you know, he's up there. He's the top MC compared with anybody.
Yeah, Pharoahe's actually in my top 10. Like, I think he's like number 8 or number 9. You know what I mean? And it's funny because when I tell people that, I definitely get the side eye. But I realize a lot of people don't know about Monch. You know what I mean? Even Rel, when we did the live show out here in DC, Rel really didn't know about Monch. You know, so I think a lot of people don't really know Monch's shit like that. Like, they know Simon Says, they remember Fudge Pudge, you know, shit like that. But they really don't know that he's had out 4 solo albums and, you know, all of that shit like that. So I think that's the thing with Monch. It's dope pick. I got no beef with that. Next up, I got Phonte. I mean, if you go for the Little Brother run, you got The Listening in 2000. What is this? 2003, Minstrel Show in 2005, Get Back 2007, Left Back 2010, May the Lord Watch 2019. You got his solo work. Charity Starts at Home. No News is Good News. This right here is a 5 mic classic for me. I love this joint. The collabo work with Zoe, love the 80s. Tigolo with Eric Roberson. Then the Foreign Exchange run, Connected 2004, Loving All Behind, Authenticity, and Loving Flying Colors. I mean, for me, it's the quality and the output of work to, you know, say to start it in 2003. And I mean, to have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Little Brother albums, 2 solo albums, 2 collab albums, 4 Foreign Exchange albums, writing rhymes here and ghostwriting here and everywhere, can sing. You know, it got to the point where this nigga was just on hooks. I would see featuring Phonte and I'm waiting for a verse and it's just him singing on the hook. And I'm not mad at that either. You know what I mean? Similar back to what you were saying, Cal, with Pharoahe. Same thing with My Life. When I heard that for Styles P, I was like, oh, Pharoahe's on it? And then he's just doing the hook. And it's like, damn, I'm sorry, but this hook sound kind of crazy right here. Like, this hook sound good.
Styles, that was crazy too. He did another one for Styles that was crazy.
Pharoahe?
Black on the black hand side.
The Pete Rock.
Yeah, that one too.
Yeah. Ooh, that's heavy.
Yeah.
So like with Phonte, this nigga can sing, he can, and it's funny, E, that you was talking about Drake. From everybody is always like Drake bit Phonte. Now I don't know, I wasn't in the streets of who came first, the chicken or the egg. But to me, if you like Drake, you gotta like Phonte. Like to me, it's like one and the same. And if you really gotta maybe even like Phonte a little bit better. But so anybody got beef with Phonte cracking the top 10?
Nah, man. You know what's been cool is a lot of people now been showing him a lot of love. You know, I've been talking about him for years because I always thought that, you know what I'm saying, he was just one of the most underrated MCs in the game, period. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I remember the first time I heard the listen before it came out, and Ninth was like, my homie Phonte is like, he can rap better than like a whole lot of famous niggas already. And we ain't know nobody knew who he was. And then you start hearing them damn songs, and then they start uploading joints on OK Player and all that, and people was like, yeah, dude can rap. And then, like you said, all the way through his career, man, consistent bars, bro.
Yeah.
You'll be hard pressed to find something whack from him. So I can see that, man. Like a lot of people starting to show him love.
I want to ask this because nobody mentioned it. Have any of y'all seen Little Brother live?
Oh yeah, plenty of times. Well, I'm here, so
that shit is dope, dog.
Yeah,
I heard it dope.
I seen that shit. That shit was fucking dope. Like they're so in tune with each other and sing. That shit was. I was very impressed, bro. I hate watching rappers perform. I don't pay to see rap shows. Shout out my man Joe Scudder. You know, I hadn't seen him in a while, so I pulled up for that show, and I was, I kicked it with them backstage, and they were cool guys. But I was watching the show, and I'm like, yo, this shit is amazing. Like they was smoking that shit.
Yeah, they could perform.
Yeah, that shit was fire.
And for people watching, understanding that we come from an era where you had to be able to perform. Like that's just the era that we come from. So like, I hate the whole just walking back and forth and there's 20 niggas on stage with you and everybody got cameras on stage. And I'm like, nigga, if you ain't the hype man, I come from an era where it's the MC, a hype man, and a DJ. That's it. To me, it shouldn't be no more than 3 people on stage at that. You know what I mean? Especially if you're a solo artist. Another thing with Phonte is crazy. It don't feel like this was 2018. Like,
damn.
Yeah, right. Like it's just like, yo, that's... Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's crazy too. So I got Phonte. E, who's another MC that you would not be mad at if they ended up on somebody's top 10 list?
I just got to piggyback off what you were just talking about, just because this is something I tweeted before and I feel very strongly about as an MC myself. The title MC is rooted in performance. Master of ceremonies, move the crowd. It is literally rooted in performance. I'm gonna leave that there. You can't do that at a respectable level. You know, I hear a lot of people talking about, you know, oh, you're a rapper because you do 1-syllable rhymes. And you're an MC because you rap diabolical with pathological. Like, no, you can't perform. You can't perform. You're not an MC, no matter what the fuck you spit. That's me.
Right.
Anyhow.
Right.
I ain't mad at that.
You know what I'm saying? So,
you know, E, let me pause you right there for a second. And I agree with everything you're saying. I just wonder again, did the older generation not pass it down to the younger generation? And the reason why I say that is I remember the reason EPMD was scratched, if I'm not mistaken, Jam Master Jay saw their show and was like, yo, y'all stage show is whack. You need a better DJ. And then Jay introduced them to, so I felt like in that era, it was this constant, each one teach one. Like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, I can't see, and I know this is a horrible example. Well, this isn't. I can't see Pusha going to Benny being like, yo, your show is whack. This is what you need to get your show live. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like now, especially these MCs, you can't tell them shit. If you ain't saying you the shit, you a hater, nobody gives a fuck. Whereas in our day in the 80s, it was like, yo, if Jay said the show is whack, yo, Eric Parrish, what we gonna do? Like, yo, Jam Master Jay said our show is whack. We love Jam Master Jay, so let's get scratched, and then their show got better. Or like how Chuck D, when we had him on, and he's talking about like, yo, he was like the godfather to all these people because he's like 28 and Will Smith is 16. So it's like, yo, people are watching Public Enemy performing and they're like taking notes. You know, and I feel like that's what this generation doesn't do. Totally off topic, but on the R&B front, Summer Walker was known for having horrible shows. She got with Tiana Taylor, who's known for having amazing shows, and had Tiana choreograph her last tour. And I'm like, that's a salute moment where you sit back and you hear the feedback of, my show isn't good. Okay, whose show is dope? Tiana Taylor can dance her ass off. Boom. Yo, Tiana, what's good? Can you come through and help me? And I saw some backstage footage of like Tiana really helping some and her dancers get their show tight. And I just feel like that doesn't happen anymore. It's kind of like, because maybe as the fans, we accept it. Maybe it's like, I'll tell you this. I said, I'm not going to no more shows. I went to see Benny at the Howard and there was 19 opening acts. I said, never the fuck again. Never doing it again. Vegas, true story. Niggas remember this from Twitter because I'm live tweeting like, and I'm on act 9. And every single act would hold this. Yo, niggas was like, yo, pull out y'all phones and follow me on Instagram right now. If y'all don't follow me, I'm not gonna do the next song. Like it was stupid because now we have the promoters who are selling these opening spots to these opening acts, which is why you have 19. So if the promoter has to pay Benny, yo, you know what? I'm not gonna come out of pocket. I'm gonna just get 18 opening acts to pay and all that dough that they give me. Boom, that's how I pay Benny, and then I can just keep all the money from the door. You know what I mean? That's how it would open at 8. Benny ain't come on until 11:45. You know what I mean? So like that's the thing. So I just wonder. So I'm not making excuses for these cats who can't do it, but I just wonder, have we tried to pass it along? Or is it just like, I feel like most people are like, man, you can't tell these kids shit. You know what I mean? So let me just mind my business.
I feel like it's a matter of the cloth that you cut from, right? I'm a little younger than you guys, right? And, you know, like I always say, I enjoy talking to y'all about hip hop because you guys talk about the shit that was before my time. Y'all were there and I like to hear it, right? I had to do research. I had to go back and be like, all right, what was it about Ra that was so ill, right? So I know it and I'm familiar with it, but I ain't live it, right? It's like these kids acting like they experienced Jordan because they on YouTube. You feel me? Not the same. I understand that. Like, I understand that I can research, but I also understand it's not the same as living it, right? So I feel like you have to be of the cloth, right? When I went back and I was doing all my research, right? I was like, one thing that was consistent. You got to be able to rock the crowd, even in the bars, like they would say it. If there was mentions of, you know, rocking the crowds and all that. And I just feel like you have to be of the cloth. You have to care about it, right? Because you can motherfuckers till you blue in the face. If they don't want to take it, then they don't care. I remember at this point, I remember seeing Joey Badass. He came to the Middle East and came same place I saw Little Brother perform at. And he was like 19 and he was smoking that shit. And I'm looking at, because, you know, Static was his tour DJ for a while. And I'm like, yo, I'm thinking, you know, I'm watching this kid perform and he's going to be, you know, stinking the place up from a live performance standpoint. And I'm like, yo, this kid is killing this shit. He cares. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like above anything else, you have to care. I mean, that's
a good point. Kel, what were you going to say?
I was going to piggyback off Easy. I think, too, like you said, you got to care. And I was going to reference this two older, not older, but, you know, two, I guess you could say older. You mentioned Rakim. Rakim and Nas, both of them, in my opinion, their stage shows weren't great. They weren't KRS or Kane. But I think Rakim got with Jeff. And I've seen Rakim perform the last 3 times. Incredible down. Nas got with Green Lantern. Much better stage performance. So I think, like you said, taking that, probably looking at other acts saying, you know what, I want to get my stage show better. You know, I already know I'm a dope MC and stuff, but let me get my stage show better. And I think they, you got to want to improve too. So I think you got to.
I remember Jay-Z used to just stand there in one spot. He was horrible.
Yeah, same him too.
That's what he would do.
Come around to like the Black Album joint, and then that PSA come on, he's up there smoking shit. I'm like, yo, who's this guy?
Yep.
Like, you know, you have to care. You have to care. You know what I'm saying? That's my big knock on Nas, is that he looked like he don't want to be on stage. Even to this day. I'm like, bro, like, just I heard you got a lot of investments, bro. You don't need to show money, man. Just stay in your house. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's what I get from. And Nas one of my absolute heroes, but I don't get.
Or Kel, your man 50. 50 got that one move, dude.
Oh.
That's all 50 and G Unit gonna do. He got that one move. That's it. That's all he got, man. I don't want to hold. Did you have an MC or did you just want to talk about the state? Okay, I wanted to make sure I ain't skip you.
My first pick was Drake because I was kind of surprised by the question, but now that I had a little time, the shit went around. I had a little time to prepare. I'm gonna go with Redman. I gotta go with Redman, dog. Like I feel like like many others of his era, he may have declined as of late, but Redman's one of them ones, bro. Like the album run, the features run. Redman at one point was like, how they be like, yo, low key, he's that nigga. Like that was Redman in the 90s. Like he was smoking.
The wild part is I don't even know if it was low key. Like Kel, 92 freshman year at Morgan, that What album was played. I don't even think it was a low key. This is the nigga. It was like, no, this is the nigga. No, I know what you're saying. I know what you mean. Like throughout time,
he's widely regarded as possibly the most underrated MC in history.
Yeah.
I'm throwing him in there. Redman, like, it's funny. I got a kick out of you guys saying like, like my 8 to 11, 12 kind of,
Right.
And I've kind of always struggled putting him and Jadakiss for that matter into my top 10 just because like, damn, look at the guys I got to take out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that run, Redman, my opinion, 4 straight classics. I might not agree, but I've always felt that way. I'm standing on that, from What the Album to Doc's the Name. He great performer, especially when he's with Meth. He gets super busy. He's always had that freestyle instinct as well. I remember, watching him many freestyle joints. He checks a lot of the box. He's got hit records, you know what I'm saying? Checks all the boxes. He had didn't have like super. I feel like, like I say, mainstream success matters. And I feel like maybe he ain't have enough to kind of like catapult him. But one of them ones for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. And I always say about Red, he had one of those moments. And those moments to me is like when people remember Busta on Scenario, when it's like the rah, like a Dungeon Dragon. When that nigga said like I got cerebral palsy, nigga, that was one of those moments. It was like, to me, that was right there. Like, yo, did this nigga just say, like, I got cerebral palsy? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like those moments, like, and again, that's Red is definitely a problem, man.
Sure. Very original.
He's definitely one of them.
That character, he and a lot of people, I think one thing about Redman that gets overlooked is that to have that much character and be hardcore, like not be considered right, because you guys got guys like Busta, Ludacris, that they kind of do the character thing and they kind of get boxed in as like literally characters. Redman's flavor was like it was still, you know what I'm saying, and he did it. I fuck with Red heavy, bro.
What you gonna say, back?
What Easy said and the verse you said right after he said it, like I had cerebral palsy. He say, lullaby your stupid ass, rockabye, baby. Right.
Yeah.
He not playing at the same time, like, you know what I'm saying? So
and that's the thing, like to be able to have a sense of humor, but still be that Newark nigga. You know what I mean? Like that's a good personality because I know niggas like that. I know straight up and down stick up kids, borderline killers. These niggas be cracking jokes all day. They not sitting around like mad all day. They just happen to do some crazy shit every now and then. And that's what I loved about Red. So yeah, I agree 100% with you, man. I ain't mad at it. And here's the thing, I wasn't mad at Muddy Waters Part 2. It was just like 100 songs. If he could cut that shit down to maybe like 25 songs, we would have been good. But that CD just kept going on forever. I was like, is this ever going to end?
It's just a title, bro.
Well, it is the title, but again, what happens is niggas do so many duds in between their last great album that niggas stop giving a fuck. So then to make niggas give a fuck again, we have to say this is your best album Part 2. So that's just the go-to thing. And if you don't do it, Right. And if you don't do it, like I felt like Ray did a great job. Only Built for Cuban Links 2 was there. Like, you know, but most people, AZ, Do or Die 2, and all the twos usually don't ever really stand up to what it is. But you gotta do it.
And that's what you know what I'm saying?
Right, but I feel like you got to do it to get people interested because you done put up so many duds in the past. Like Tony, your point, Common never had to do Resurrection Part 2 because his discography stayed straight throughout the year. So it wasn't no reason to have to go back and be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do Into the Stage Part 2. Like that's what Black Moon would have to do. Or at this point, Smith and Wesson could be like,
I got a recent example, right? I feel like had Nas not called it New York State of Mind 3, had he called that shit Queensbridge Project, I feel like it would have been less good.
Yeah, I agree.
I listen to it when I try to eliminate the title from my mind, and I just listen to it. I'm like, yo, this shit ain't bad. You just gave it the wrong title, bro.
I actually like the song.
You should have called that shit fucking Roxanne Shantae's Neighbor, like something else. Don't call it New York State of Mind 3. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. Just, you know, sometimes it's just when you choose a title, you're begging for the critique.
Right. I said the same thing. The night before the night the album came out, I was like, Third Childhood, New York State of Mind Part 3. Like, you pushing the envelope for people to be able to compare it, you know. So who you got up next, bro?
DMX. And the reason why I wouldn't be mad if I saw someone put X in their top 10, because first of all, X shook hip hop up. You know, Biggie died spring 1997. DMX takes over the game in spring 1998. And, you know, when Killah came on me and Killah did a show together years ago. We were talking about the shiny suit thing, right? And it was like, people think it's this long period of time when people think Pac died, Big died, and then nobody else came out for like 5 years. This whole 5 years stretch of hip hop was dead or something. DMX is out the next year after Biggie died.
Right.
And DMX changed the game again, brought excitement back to the game. I've seen the Dogg several times live, but I saw him when his debut dropped live, man. I'm gonna tell you, I only seen a handful of shows that could compete in hip hop, man. You talking about PE and Busta Rhymes and people like, not many people could even see DMX on stage, and he might be the greatest MC on stage. You've heard stories. I even saw the Locks talk about this before. Juvenile recently said, man, we got on a tour with the Rough Riders, and we like one night they were like, yo, y'all go after DMX. We're like, we're not going after no DMX. He said he got people out there crying, going crazy, singing, rapping, growling, he praying, passing Hennessy out on the front row. He like, you can't compete with DMX. You know what I'm saying? So Jay-Z said when he heard that beginning the intro to It's Dark and Hell Inside, he in the back like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so but that's what the Dogg did on stage, but not just that. Street bangers, club bangers, radio bangers.
Yeah.
One of the most distinct voices and styles in hip hop history, man. Rest in peace, DMX, man. One of the greats for sure. Success albums. You can say It's Dark is an undeniable classic hip hop album. Some people love the second joint that came out the same year, Flesh of My Flesh, as much. Great Depression, a dope album. He had a lot of joints, man. A lot of singles, a lot of hits.
You know what I gotta say about DMX? DMX, I never heard in real time. I never encountered so many people. More people say their favorite, like he's my favorite rapper than DMX. He was everybody's fucking favorite rapper when he came out, though. Man, I never heard so. I'm like, damn, he was never my favorite rapper, but I seen it. He's your favorite rapper too. Everyone's favorite rapper. That shit was legendary, bro.
Yeah, it was
legendary.
Yeah, no doubt. X is a dope pick. Vay, who you got up next, bro?
Pusha T. I think if you really just look at the Clips run, what he was able to do after losing that momentum because he's now solo, the good music stuff, and I really don't feel like I've ever disliked the Pusha T solo. Daytona is a straight up classic to me. Like I repeat that shit so much, it's crazy. And then to come back with your brother in pocket better than ever, because it wasn't just malice, obviously. It's just like, damn, if somebody said, yo, I got Pusha T, you know, top 10, I wouldn't even argue them, because again, when you look back in retrospect at his body of work, and like everybody else who we named, there's just certain levels to this, not only as MCs but as recording artists. And you know, it's based off of how you handle yours. Like, again, he got bars, he's been a part of hits, he's had the best verse on a song with a bunch of MCs, and then, like you always say, man, how can a nigga talk so much about coke and it's not the same shit all the time? Like, that takes a lot of effort. And they think of everything. When Diet Coke came out, I was like, God damn, this nigga's the best. Like, because everything he could think of with Coke, he'll try to flip it. Yeah. And one thing I like about Pusha T a lot that I never really used to pay attention to until his solo career, his enunciation is just incredible. Like, and he be into that shit. Like, you hear it as some simple, cool shit, but then when you watch the video, he be like, and I'm like, oh shit, like this nigga hip hop, like he into that shit. So, yeah, I wouldn't be mad if somebody said Pusha T, because I feel like I could argue it myself. So,
yeah, bro. I mean, Pusha, man, it's one of those things. And I know the whole Jim Jones back and forth, and it was like, who knows a Pusha T song? Again, I'm sure it's just me and Push. This joint right here, My Name Is My Name, to me, this is a 5-man classic for me. This is a 5-man. The Darkest Before the Dawn, this joint, another hard 4.5. You know what I mean? You go into the mixtapes. I know me and Pharrell, the only two people who like this album, but It's Almost Dry was crazy too.
I love
you know
that
what I mean?
album.
Neck and Wrist with Jay-Z was crazy on here. And then, like you say, Vega, if you look at the clips and you look at this, and I saw Bleak on, I want to say Drink Champs, and he was, you know, talking about Pusha, like, yo, y'all give it. But again, the problem, like you just said, Vegas, Push finds a new way to tell the same story and still make it exciting, still make it different. You know, like you said, Daytona. I knew Daytona. That's one of the rare times that I played that shit once. I was like, yo, this is a 5-mic classic. You know what I mean? Just off the first run. It's that. PJ Morton's Gumbo is another album that was like that. But most albums, I knew off rip Daytona too. And then the quotables. I love quotables. You know, Ran Off the Plug, True, like True Boy. Like, there's just way too many quotables, you know, in here. And then again, we're not even talking about the mixtapes. We're not even talking about some of that shit. He has some of that nigga says some wild shit. Something I sent my young joint to get a master's, sent this same graduation, I was clapping in the rafters. Like, yo, this nigga just sent 3 of his women to college, and he got them all walking across the stage, and he's like, yep, I'm in the rafters. Like, I'm this. Love all 3 of y'all. Like, it's too much great wordplay. So I just want people watching to understand, again, we're not moving the goalposts. Well, I'm not. But it's not just talking about, you get tired of people talking about the same shit because they keep saying the same shit. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, me and my man Mills, shout out to Mills, we used to be like, how's he going to talk about coke different now? That was the running joke with us in the clips. Like, how are they going to talk about coke now?
And he did.
You know, and we haven't even talked about the Re-Up Gang mixtapes. We haven't even talked about the Re-Up Gang mixtapes. We haven't even touched on that. People forget about the Re-Up Gang. You know what I mean? So when... Yeah, he got a joint, Fear God. Yeah, that's crazy. That was a joint with, that was my shit on there. Yeah, Alone in Vegas, that not said form is crazy. Bro, so again, all that to just say, yes, if people don't believe me, I got a Best of Pusha T mixtape. I'll send it to y'all. Great pick, Vague. Kel, who you got up next?
I got Scarface.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
feel like he's in a lot.
What'd you say?
I feel like he's in a lot of tops.
You think so? I don't know.
I've never heard anybody. I've never heard anybody in real life say Face in their top 10.
You heard me.
Dang.
Well, I mean, now, nigga, I done known you 5 years. I ain't never heard Face be top 10. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, I hear it on Twitter, but I've just never. And I think a lot of it, Yeah, I mean, he definitely deserves it. I'm not mad at anybody who has Face in their top 10. But keep going, Kel.
Now, I was just gonna say, I mean, his run is crazy. Scarface is back. Obviously, Ghetto Boys. Got the run for Ghetto Boys. Scarface is back. World Was Yours, Diary. I think it's a classic. Touchable, My Homies, Last of a Dying Breed. Fix. I think it's another classic. My Homies Part 2 made. I mean, he's like you said again. You were talking about Busta, or no? Who you talking about? Kill. You were saying Common. High School, still releasing joints 20 years later. So his run is crazy. Masterful storyteller. Masterful storyteller. And I think with Nas, with Jay, on collaboration.
Yeah, I was just about to say he's got songs with Jay, with Beans, and he ain't out of place. It ain't like, yo, get this old nigga out of here.
Never.
Yeah. But I mean, think about that. That's hard. On Guess Who's Back, it's kind of like, yo, you with Prime Beans and Prime Jay, and you neck and neck right with them. It ain't nothing. You know what I mean? So to me, that's the testament too right there. So yeah, I'm not mad at nobody with Face.
This can't be life, man. I felt that.
Hey, that's a real story though.
Oh, it's a real
story. It's a real in the studio, write it down story, and it's like Face is incredible, man. Like, so yeah, I'm not mad at all.
Face been in my top 10 for I don't know, probably 20 years, and them lists are all over Twitter. I love Face, man. Like, I wouldn't even be mad if somebody said Face was in the top 5, but he's been in my top 10 forever. Every list he's been on that. For me, so what?
He's in my 5.
Yeah, I mean, he's never sounded whack on the mic. The longevity is there with Ghetto Boys and his solo career. Man, he got this song on the Last of a Dying Breed, the final track called In My Time, about his own funeral, bro. I mean, just the way he rhymes. So I wrote an article back in the day, IntoTheDome.com, Scarface, the Grim Reaper of hip hop. Because, after hearing his rhymes and the way he's vivid and mortality, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, hey, that dude like the Grim Reaper of hip hop. And so he saw it and started following me and posted on his Twitter page years ago. I thought that was pretty cool because I've always been such a big fan. I've never had any interaction, man, but Face definitely could be in anybody's top 10. And I don't think nobody will be mad regardless of what coast, what era you from and stuff like that. Yeah. He's just one of the most well-respected and never really disrespected MCs.
I thought in the 90s, a lot of people mentioned the stuff, maybe early 2000s, but I thought in recent years, I hit M, I hit 3 Stacks, and, it seemed like...
I try my best to talk about it.
You try to keep it, no doubt.
And I think, too, I mean, totally off topic. Well, not off topic, but I mean, he's got top 3 best Tiny Desk, hip-hop Tiny Desk concerts out there. You know what I mean? So... There's still that, so you also got that. So
that's
pick.
I say this. Any chance I get to say this, any chance that I get to say this, I say it. Scarface is Tupac Shakur Sr.
Hey, I mean, I'm not mad.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all.
Is what it is. Yeah. That cadence, that whole, how you connect. Pac might have taken it further. Don't get it fucked up. But, it is what it is.
All right, next up, I got out of Gary, Indiana, Freddy Gibbs, man. You know what I mean? To me, Gibbs, first time I heard Gibbs was on Currency and Alchemist's Covert Coup, which is a 5 mic album to me. People watching, if you've never heard that album, crazy. On a joint called Scottie Pippen. And one of the things, one of the many things I love about Gibbs is how he sets off a song. That nigga said, what did he say? For breakfast had 2 titties, 2 blunts, and a turkey bacon sandwich. And I just was like, yo.
You like, no, that's all right.
Yeah, I'm like, did this nigga just say for breakfast he had 2 titties, a blunt, and a turkey bacon sandwich? Then he had a line in there like, he was like, I stay running it back like I'm the quarterback for the Eagles. Randall, Donovan, or Michael. Before I picked up this mic, I had dirt with plenty of dirt and did dirt with plenty of disciples. I was just like, yo, who is this? Who is this right here? And then, I mean, you go into just, his ESGN album from 2013, Shout Out Vidal, 2015, You Only Live Twice. 2017. This one for me right here is a personal 5 mic classic for me. I love Soul Sold Separately, man. And if you know me, you know I hate interludes. I love these interludes. These interludes just, I love interludes when they make sense. And the problem is 98% of the time they don't flow with the album. This is like he's checking into a hotel and all of that stuff. So the interludes is perfect album. Pusha's verse on here is crazy. You Only Die Once that came out 2024. I love it. The collab albums, I mean Pinata. I ain't even sparked this joint yet. It's still in the plastic. Bandana with Madlib, Freddy, with Currency and Al, the Alfredo 1 and 2. And I mean just the guest verses. I mean throughout the 14 years, everybody from Leon Thomas, Schoolboy Q, BJ Chicago Kid, Ransom, Lloyd Banks, Benny, One Way Flight. Yo, I was ready for a Benny Freddie album. Like their beef is heartbreaking to me because it's just like, yo, I heard that One Way Flight. I was like, yo, you know what I mean? This could be something special. Conway, Boldy, Terminology, Ray, Muggs. I mean, and the list just goes on. I just said 14 years of heat. You know what I mean? And the thing that I love about Gibbs, and I've heard this as like a knock on him, is that he rhymes the same. And I mean, he does, but I just personally love the way he rhymes. You know what I mean? He always brings energy. I was talking about this on the last joint, Alfredo. He's got a song with Larry June, and it's a sleepy Alchemist beat, but Freddie just brings so much energy to it. And then when Larry jumps on it, it goes right back to being sleepy. And I'm like, that's a skill in itself right there, that you can make a sleepy ass beat sound so great. And then Larry June come on, and I dare anybody watching, just get off June's dick. I guarantee you, if you listen to that song, you got to admit that the energy comes down. I didn't say it got whack. I didn't say y'all turn the song off. I just said that the energy drops. So I just love what Freddie does. And I love when he does these little things where he'll change the chorus. You know, maybe the chorus in the first chorus is saying this, the second chorus is the same like rhyme style, but he switched the words up, you know. So Freddie, I'm not mad if anybody got Freddie in a top 10. Easy. Who you got up next, bro?
About to get you Boom Bap Avengers real mad right now.
Uh-oh.
But the truth hurts. Lil Wayne.
I'm Boom Bap Avengers too.
Absolutely.
I'm not mad. Here's the thing. If I'm gonna be the president, of Boom Bap,
I'm talking about the viewers.
Okay, all right, because I was the president 20 minutes ago with the round cake. So I'm just, okay, right. So I'm just like, I don't got no problem with Wayne being in. He need to be in people's top 10s.
Yeah, Wayne. I mean, if you want to be, you know, objective and not a fake hip hop purist, because a lot of motherfuckers feel like, oh, I'm a hip hop purist because I only listen to fucking Premier and Alchemist. I'm more hip hop than you, right? So, historic run, bro. Like, and the way he did it.
Yeah.
The thing I really respect about what Wayne did is, he came in at a very young age and he kind of found himself. You know, these are days where artist development was a thing, and he's literally a teenager in his early albums, and he's with the Hot Boys. And when he finally came around, he was a super vet already, but he wasn't really like rapping like it until the first Carter, right? So now, shout out my cousin. He was like, "Yo, you gotta listen to this Lil Wayne album," and I was like, "No, no, I'm not doing it." You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't on that, the wobbly. Wow, I wasn't on board at the time. Finally played the Carter one, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I started paying attention. I wasn't be liking a lot of bullshit too, to be fair, but I was like, "Oh," so I started paying attention. Carter 2 really start coming around. That's my opinion. His best album is the Carter 2.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
But the breakthrough's the Carter 3, so I can see why everyone says that's the classic. I get it. Whatever. The mixtape run.
Yep.
The features run.
Legendary,
bro. I don't give a fuck what you like, bro. I was there. I was there. All right? Don't fucking talk to me about what Rawkus was doing. Cool. Cool. You was just in the Black Star. Okay, that's fine. We was there. This still happened.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne.
Man,
Now,
that little run was
now
insane.
let me ask a question.
Billy wrote his raps, right?
No. This is not Eminem or 8 Mile, and I'm gonna diss myself before you get to diss me. No, I'm just asking. I have no hand in this fight whatsoever. I'm asking because I'm not the biggest Lil Wayne fan, so I could be mistaken. I think my only knock on Wayne was in the beginning, I heard he wasn't writing his rhymes because he was a kid. So it's like, okay, cool, you the kid of the crew, we gonna write your rhymes, whatever. But then I've heard Gilly was writing rhymes and not no reference songs here and there. No, but is this not hip hop fact? Is this not, like I always explain to people at my job, there's facts and then there are feelings.
Now,
two totally different things. So this is why I'm asking, because I don't know if they're facts.
Well,
so I'm just giving you what I've heard. So first it was Gilly was writing for him. Then I heard in his later years, the person who he was just defending, Drake, was writing for him. So I'm only asking, can somebody who had 3 separate ghost producers throughout their career really be top 10?
Yo.
And I'm just asking a question.
Hey, listen, man. I heard LL Cool J wrote for Run.
I did hear that.
I heard he wrote for MC Light too. Anyway, so I'm just saying, right? Oh, my bad. Was I not supposed to say?
No. Not at all. Not at all. Listen to what I'm saying. And but hold tight. I just want to make sure I'm asking you the right question. It's not about a song. It's about, I'm asking, was the Gilly rumors about, because the way Gilly talks, it sounds like he was writing for Wayne for an extended period of time, not just one song.
These are my 2 things with that. My 2 things. I wasn't there, right? Actually, 3 things.
Right.
1, I wasn't there. But I give you two reasons why I got to give Wayne the benefit of the doubt. Gilly never rapped that good to me. If you making him rap that good, why you not? Remember you used to say, how come Dad don't bangers like Dre? Remember you said that, Kill?
Yeah, I told you. Right.
As make speech, why he don't got those bangers? Why Gilly don't got those verses? Whatever. I never thought Gilly was a bad rapper. I just never thought he was as good as Wayne. 1. 2, this is coming in the middle of them beefing. So it's like, you know, like let's take, for example, Cuban Link always talking about Fat. He's never going to say nothing nice about Fat Joe. They've been had drama for fucking 30 years. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, I kind of take shit like that with a grain of salt. Again, I wasn't there. I'm saying it's not true.
Right.
But I'm gonna give Wayne the reasonable doubt, the benefit of the doubt, right? And on top of that, when this was always my response to Malik B writing for Black Thought, right? Like, okay, and rest in peace, Malik B. You've been gone X amount of years, and Black Thought's been rapping at an A++ level since, right? What are you fucking? Are they coming? You ghostwriting in his dreams? You know what I'm saying? So it's like Gilly been out the picture, and Wayne went on a historic run.
Right.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying it can't.
No. I think the good thing about this, bro, is again, everybody has different definitions for ghostwriting. I think what Jaguar Wright was saying about Malik and Thought wasn't anything that was crazy disrespectful. If me and Vegas are in a rap group and maybe I can't finish a rhyme and Vegas like, well, maybe end it like this. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's the same level as ghostwriting as having. Right. That's why I'm saying. But again, but remember, this started off as a question because I don't know. Maybe because here's the thing, I didn't fuck with major figures, so I don't know how Gilly raps. So that's why I'm asking. So you're answering and saying, yo, I never heard Gilly rap as good as Wayne. There you go. I was never a fan of Gilly like that. So I don't know one major figure songs, not one. So I can't even tell you how Gilly raps. You know what I mean? And then what happened?
I got the CD.
Oh, the major figure. Yeah, I wasn't tapped in. So that's all. That's the only question I had. I don't want to belabor it. I agree. Wayne should be there. No beef with me. I was just asking because, like I said, I'm not a big little.
I was buzzing for a long time. That's that Smack DVD era where he was all over the DVD saying it and all that. Like that shit was like ongoing about that.
Right.
And it still comes up to this day on Twitter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's also never been, to go back to people picking and choosing, right? The Stickman and Nas allegations were proven to be true. So, and people dismiss it. But when it come to Wayne, somebody who's popular in the mainstream and they don't like him, Gilly wrote for him, even though they never seen anything that proved it.
Right.
You know
I feel you. Tone, who you got up next, bro?
So now, this person's in my top 10, but when I posted my top 10 multiple times, a lot of people say, well, why is this person top 10? Because they don't like this person's music. But Eminem, man, you know what I'm saying? Like when I posted it, now Eminem been in my top 10 for 20 years probably. But like I said, a lot of pushback, like I just don't rock with it. I can't relate to his song. I can't relate to his album. I get all that. That's, you don't like his music. I'm talking about skills, which he has that. Multiple flows. He can do any. Eminem's one of those people like a Pharoahe Monch who can really do anything on the mic. He can do anything on the microphone as an MC. There's no beat he can't ride. I'm talking about prime Eminem right now too. I'm talking about Marshall Mathers, you know, all of that way back in 2003 Eminem. There's nothing he couldn't do on the mic. You know what I'm saying? So of course he got the longevity, the hits, impact, and yes, I know some people gonna say, okay, well, obviously his pop stardom is because of, you know, the white audience. Fine, but even on that quote unquote hip hop side, we have to admit what it is as an MC. Kool G Rap, there's video of Kool G Rap saying, yeah, here my top 10, here lyrical beats. There's video of KRS-One talking about Eminem when he heard that 3 a.m. joint. KRS recited that joint like, oh, he's like that. You know what I'm saying? Rakim said that he'd be damn like Ali if he was black. Rakim these people don't do stuff for, you know what I'm saying, for just to be saying stuff. They serious MCs, serious men. So they ain't just saying it about Eminem to get a pat on the back. They could care less, I'm sure. But the greats understand how great Eminem actually is. If you just look at what he's done in hip hop, anyone saying he's in top 10, I'm never going to debate that. He in mine anyway already. So
right.
I got you said it to him because he was like the first obvious choice for me. But I kind of caped for him the last episode already, so I didn't want to do it again. So.
Okay.
It's funny, Tone, because what I keep on my desktop or my laptop is the Hall of Fame episode that you was on. And we were talking about what boxes do you have to check. And to me, that's why it's so important that you have boxes, because what the boxes will do is that alleviates any type of who I like and who I don't like. You know what I mean? Because I'm not an Eminem fan, but he checks every box to get into my Hall of Fame. And that's what takes like out of it, because what happens is we do a disservice to so many MCs that we just don't like. Like, I'm not the biggest Scarface fan, but because he checks the boxes, this is why I don't have a problem with him getting in the top 10. These conversations go sideways because people don't have a criteria. So it really just comes down to if I like you or not.
They can't be objective.
Right. And that's the thing. And again, it's the educator in me. I can't just pass a kid because I like him, or I can't fail a kid because I don't like him. It's if you passed the test and you've done what you were supposed to do, then I pass you on to the next grade. And that's what we have to do more with music. But none of us have a curriculum. That's the thing. Schools have a curriculum that you have to stick to in order for this kid to pass or fail. With hip hop discussions, we just talk about what we like. And if we don't like you or we don't know your music, then you don't get in the Hall of Fame or you don't get in the top 10. So I feel you on Eminem because I'm not the biggest fan, but he checks all the boxes. You know what I mean? Vague, who you got up next, bro?
Man, my list is like depleted because we didn't say like damn near everybody on my list. But I'm gonna name one that I think every time the song pops up on, and it's a song, and he got way more than that, on social media, that's when everybody remembers. But G Rap, man, I just do not hear G Rap enough. Like just mention, like niggas will argue about everybody all the time, and the same arguments that I would make for like LL as far as longevity and being able to be right, have hits right beside a whole other generation. I mean, all they do is look at that G Rap verse on Mobb Deep, and I'm like, he came out in the 80s.
I know.
And he got joints already, like throughout history, and even sometimes now when you hear him rapping, it's like he checks a lot of boxes. But I think for whatever reason, and who knows, maybe it was that Superhead shit that just made people think more about G Rap that, you know what I'm saying, than what he had done. But I feel like with G Rap, it's the same thing like with Scarface, as far as being a storyteller and just being developed. He birthed all them niggas who rap like that, street raps. The wordplay, you like pun, you better like Kool G Rap too, because
like Ransom, you better
like Ransom. Word, you like these guys. This is G Rap was doing this in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Explicitly too. So I always feel like there's certain people from a certain age or a certain taste in hip hop that will go to G Rap, but it feels so rare because we hear a lot of niggas who don't even belong in the top 50 that they'll say before they even mention somebody like Kool G Rap. So,
yeah,
hey man,
no doubt.
I'm a ride to.
Look at this smile on Kel's face, though. Look at Queen.
G Rap's in my top 5.
G Rap's in my top
5.
Your Queen's bias just runs deep.
Bias, yeah. I got 3 Queens people.
Hey man, it's a track. Man, it's a track on 4, 5, 6, man. The executional style, man. That's what's one of the hardest. It's one of the hardest rhymes I ever heard in my life, man. Like G Rap murder executional style, man. It's almost damn eerie the shit he was saying on that track. Man, I'm gonna play that in the morning.
yeah. G Rap is it. Cal, who you got up next, bro?
Got J. Cole.
Okay.
You talk about Kendrick. I think J. Cole, same thing. Mixtape features, mixtape era. Obviously, Cold World, Born Center, Forest Hills Drive.
Born Center.
He's got like over 10-year career too as well. So he's get on he can rhyme about anything. Storyteller, versatile. Talking about women. He can do everything.
Tone, smile. Let your bias out too. Go ahead and smile, baby. Get that shit out, baby.
I love J. Cole. Y'all know I talk good about him all the time.
I think the Kendrick thing set him back.
I was just about to say. I was about to say that. That's the knock. That's the knock, bro. Yeah. You can't. That's the knock. You can't talk all that shit about you the best. You the best. You the best. And when it's time to rumble the best, you want to dip out. Hey, what you gonna say?
But as an MC, technique-wise, regardless if he could back it up or not, that's what.
Oh yeah, he got it.
That's what we admire about him.
He a great MC.
He ain't want to fight. Don't get me wrong. He ain't want to fight.
He ain't want to fight.
Yeah, but it's okay.
See, for me, I'm like how E was like being a showman is part of being an MC. That battle part gotta be that's part of it. I can't hoop on the basketball court all day, and then when somebody pull up and want to go 1-on-1, me be like, I'm gonna go chill over here. I've been talking shit for the past 10 years about step on this court, I'm gonna bust your ass, and somebody step on the court, and it's like, I'm good, So, and here's the wild part. I was like, I don't want to hear shit for this nigga for 1 year. And I ain't heard shit from this nigga for almost 2 years. I'm like, come on back, bro. I know I said a year, but give me some more cold shit or something. Because I'm like, where's this nigga been? He did drop something?
Not an album, but he dropped his joint.
Oh, okay.
He's was
dope. Yeah,
okay. He the last thing I remember was the shit that I might delete later. That was the last thing I remember he dropped. Wasn't that like a project called I Might Delete Later? Or was that just...
He didn't drop no new projects.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, but the last...
Okay.
That Port Antonio...
And then he do something... And then he didn't do something with Drake? Like, wasn't him and Drake doing a collab something? Because they was in like a video together. And I swore him and...
That's that Port joint that Drake didn't cover. It was like an apology. That shit was trash. But maybe because he was apologizing. But Clouds, look
okay.
What
you ain't like Port Antonio? I thought he smoked that shit. I like that shit.
He did smoke both of them.
I like that shit.
Okay.
I've always said, listen, ever since that Big 3 topic came up, Cole, Kenny, Drizzy. I've always said Cole's the best rapper of the three. My opinion. I've always thought he was the best pure rapper. Like just listening to them spit, I've always liked him the best. I remember my first time hearing Cole was also in jail. Lights, please. And then he did a freestyle. What really caught my attention was when he did that freestyle on the you remember when Puff did the Angels over the Where I'm From sample?
Yeah, yeah. Off the Diddy Dirty Money joint.
Holy shit. I was like, yo, this kid got it, bro. Like that's when he like I love Lights Please might still be my favorite J. Cole song. But that freestyle was when he caught me like, okay, like, cause Lights Please, he's making a record. When he's doing the catchy hook and he's still saying something, which is great. But when he was spitting on that shit, it was that, and it was I think it was Who That. I Got That Flame. Those are the joints I heard on the radio, and I was like, okay, my man is cooking. I fuck with him. Always have.
All right. No doubt. Yeah, I ain't mad at Cole at all. I'm gonna get my two real quick because I still want to get into what our top 10 look like. I got Master Ace. The word I got for him is just longevity and consistency. The Symphony was 87. Take a Look Around, which is a 5 mic album to me, was 1990. Slaughterhouse was 93. Sitting on Chrome was 95. Disposable Arts, 2001. Long Hot Summer, 2004. He's got the show joint with EMC, which is him, Wordsworth, and Stockton. That's 2008. Arts and Entertainment with Ed O.G. Son of Yvonne. The Fallen Season, A Brooklyn Story with Marco Polo. Richmond Hill with Marco Polo. It just came out in 2024. That's 1987 to 2024. You know what I mean? It's a long ass time. You know what I mean? He sets off. What happened?
I was going to say, I saw a post yesterday. Someone said Master is the greatest ever.
I mean, yeah, I mean, here's the crazy thing. I mean, G Rap, of course, is still making music, but I mean, like, Ace is probably the only one who's still from the Symphony, from that era. You know what I mean? In the same way we would say about Sean P or Ghostface. If somebody would have told you in 1987, which one of these 4 MCs, Master Ace, Craig G, gonna be around in 30 years, I'm positive none of us would have said Master Ace. You know what I mean? So Ace, and then the last boy I got Big Boi from Outkast, man. I'm tired of the Big Boi hate and slander. Like, yo, this nigga, and the word I got for him is dedication, because this nigga has just dedicated himself to hip hop. While 3000 is playing flutes and dropping piano albums and shit like that, this nigga is still rhyming. Of course, you've got the Outkast run, but even the solo run, Sir Lucius Left Foot. I know me and Big are the only two people. Me, Big, and Porch are the only 3 people who think it's a 5 mic album. Vicious Lies and Dangerous Rumors in 2012. Boomerverse in 2017. Even the Big Sleepover he did with Sleepy back in 2021 was dope. And at the end of the day, my biggest thing, and I tell boys, even if you think 3000 is the GOAT, if you say he's top 10, whatever, Big was with him bar for bar all those years. So it's almost the equivalent of like saying Pippen wasn't shit because Jordan did all the heavy lift. No, Pippen is in the Hall of Fame. Pippen was a top 50 fucking NBA player. Yeah. So it's like, if you want to say all this great stuff about 3000, you want to say all this great shit about Mike, you got to talk all this great shit about Pippen. You got to talk all this great shit about Big Boi. You know what I mean? So I just think it, and it just kills me. I mean, we did a show about Apartment 5B about statues because somebody was like, oh yeah, we need a statue of 3000 in Atlanta. And I'm like, so just fuck Big Boi? Like he just ain't, he's not part of this equation, just the statue of 3000. Like, word? That's where we had a nigga who never put out a solo album. You know what I mean? A solo hip hop album. Like, nah, man, that ain't it. So I had that, and then kind of one that was on the cusp. I got Royce. You know what I mean? Like, and I get it. He doesn't check some of the boxes that M checks, but I thought of Royce just because, Tone, when you brought up M, I've heard this said throughout the years that if M was black, he'd be Royce. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that clear cut as that, you know, because M does have those songs, and there are a lot of Royce albums. I felt like Rock City and Death is Certain and Independence. I felt like until like Success is Certain and Layers and Book of Rhyme and the Allegory really put him over, but the stuff he's done with Slaughterhouse, the Trust the Shooter mixtapes, Royce is just an incredible MC. He a lot of my boxes to get into the Hall of Fame, but as far as someone saying Royce at this point in his career is a top 10 MC, I'm not mad at that. E, did you have anybody else left you wanted to shout out before we look at?
I got a couple more too that are not in my top 10 that I would not blink an eye if you put them in yours.
Okay, who you got?
I just want to say first, despite ghostwriting rumors and allegations, Black Thought is one. Before you say it, I wanted to throw it out there, because Malik B. Malik B. Malik B. Old Philadelphia, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. So I want to say Black Thought. Black Thought. He needs. We don't even gotta say nothing. We know what it is. To get on some kill shit. What was the debut? Like 93.
If you go back to, if we talking, Do You Want More? It's 94. 94.
What was the first album?
If you go Organics and you talking 92.
It's Organized Confusion. I'm bugging. Yeah, Organics, and then was that 90 what?
That was 92. Do You Want More was 94.
And then to be rapping,
I think Organics 93.
It's not better now than then.
Yeah,
that's crazy, bro. That is crazy. We don't really got to say much about Thought. And then the other guy who, like Dre, one of the greatest groups ever, Prodigy.
Yeah,
gotta go Prodigy, man. If Prodigy really, I feel like, when I said like low key, about Redman, he was like low key.
Hold on for 1 sec, E. I'm wondering, Kelvin, you not smiling because he's from Long Island?
He's doing his artist.
No, I'm asking because he's from Long Island, not Queens. Is that why you're not smiling?
No. I look at the I think we've talked about this before. The whole group thing is always tough for me.
Yeah, right.
Prodigy
has solo albums, but he does do solo work.
He does do solo, so yeah. No, Prodigy is he's Queens adjacent. He's good money. He's good money.
Okay, all right.
I'm curious.
We got so much family in Queens too, so we got him.
Yo, but so with P, he's also got like cool the group thing, but he has a lot of solo work.
That's true too. We got a lot of solo.
And then in addition to that, he's always been the standout. Quiet Storm was by himself. He got mad moments alone, like posse cuts and all that by himself. Like, and remember how earlier I said I was talking about Redman low key being that guy.
Yeah,
bro. Prodigy low key was like kind of like New York era, bro.
96 P. To me, if you told me he was the dopest rapper on the planet, I'm not mad, and that's Nas as it was written. That's Jay's Reasonable Doubt.
And I'm super duper ultra Mobb Deep biased, but it's justified. The Prodigy, anything any props you want to get Prodigy.
All right, Tone, you got anybody else left, bro?
Yeah, man. I got two. I'll say real quick. Busta Rhymes, one. You look at the impact, the style. He's one of the most unique MCs of all time. You can say he's a top 3 performer, maybe in hip hop history. He has the big singles, the club bangers. Underrated albums like the Big Bang, man. Even his
bro.
You know what I'm saying?
What did I just pull out, bro?
Yeah, that's my favorite album.
These are two very slept on albums from Busta right here. Two very slept on albums.
Tone.
Love both of them. What's up?
I don't know if you know this off top, or if anybody knows this off top, but there was at one point, maybe a couple months back, I was in my mind and I was like, is Busta Rhymes the only MC to work with every GOAT producer? Like, if you just go down the line, like Dre, Preem, Alchemist, Dilla, Q-Tip, Busta Rhymes the only.
That's a good question.
What did Busta do with? What did he do with Primo?
He Primo was on that album you were just holding.
He did. I think he did one on the Big
He was doing this.
Yeah. He got Primo.
If not on that, he's done. He's round over a Primo beat, if I'm not mistaken.
He got Primo on that album.
Primo's on that album. That
it's like number 16 around there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I need to tap back in then. I didn't even realize that.
Hold up. I'm gonna give you
But
that.
that's still a good question because he has rhymed with everybody.
You know, like I said, I could be wrong, but you know, hold on. Oh, true indeed. True indeed, Kill. True indeed.
True indeed.
Okay.
True indeed. All right.
True indeed. That's a premier beat.
Yeah, he's definitely rocked out.
I'm not mad at Bus.
Yeah. I'm just, you know, I don't know. I think we gotta look into that.
I was thinking Pete though. He got joined with Pete.
Yeah. He got multiple joints with Pete, don't he? No. Pete's on that, isn't he? Didn't Pete have something to do with that intro on that album too?
They got him listed on Strap Yourself Down, but that say Jay Dilla too. So I don't know.
And then
Pete is.
Busta also did Shut 'Em Down remix that Pete Rock is credited for as a producer.
Well, he also did drops with Knots too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Now, to me, Knots and Busta, that's the connect.
Yeah.
I think that's that. For me, that's the PCL Primo Guru is Knots and Busta because those two just they it's crazy together. You know what I mean? So I ain't mad at Busta at all, Tone.
Last one, Ice Cube. You know, Ice Cube was right there at 11 on mine, and he's one of the ones. Unfortunately, at one point I had him as high as 8. Just time and situations, but Ice Cube could be in the top 10. Man, he was in my top 10 up until about a year ago. You know what I'm saying? But you think about what he did on Straight Outta Compton, then you come out with America's Most Wanted, 5 mics in the Source when the Source was basically brand new. You know what I'm saying? Then you followed it up with Death Certificate, another 5 mic album. He comes back, he got the Kill It Will EP. He got the damn come out with the Lethal Injection, the Predator, and all that. Then going to West Side Connection, Bow Down, all that, man. You know, Ice Cube, man, impact is legendary, man. You know what I'm saying? And Today's a Good Day is one of the most recognizable rap songs in rap history. You know what I'm saying? So you got that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you can't front on Ice Cube. If anyone placed Ice Cube anywhere in the top 10, yeah, I'm not gonna debate it.
I hear that. Vague, you got anybody else left? I know you said you was getting low.
Just one that I could think of. I wouldn't be mad if somebody had Snoop in their top 10. Okay. Not just because of Doggy Style. I think Snoop has a lot of albums that, you know, maybe not everybody is checked out, but I've listened to most of his albums and he got more joints than he don't. And then also, you know, his work on Chronic, and you know, and features here and there. So I feel like if someone, and even if it was, you know, somebody, because I know my personal list is probably mostly East Coast, except for like Ice Cube and Scarface. But I could imagine somebody else from the West Coast having a list and it being very different, and I wouldn't be mad if Snoop made that list also. So,
all right, makes sense. And Cal, you got anybody else left, bro?
I got nobody else.
The only person that tell me about this I was on the ledge with this, but I don't know if he's right there yet, and that's Benny. I'm like, you got Tana Talk 3, 2018, Burden of Proof 2020, Tana Talk 4, 2022, Everybody Can't Go 2024, The Plugs I Met 2019, the collab album Statute of Limitations with Smoke DZA from 2019, Trust the Sopranos from 2021 with 38 Special, Stabbed and Shot 2 2024 with 38 Special. And to me, he didn't fall into the Griselda trap of dropping 10 albums in a year. Like, I felt like it was like Tana Talk, then it'd be like, okay, a year go by, The Plugs I Met, I'm gonna be on a little couple of BSF joints here and there, kind of just keeping his name in the streets. But do y'all think Benny is at that place to be top 10, or is he just still maybe in the top 20s? That's why, like, that was the asterisk. And if not, what's he missing? Because I kind of was like, but then I'm like, I said Freddie, but then not Benny. But what do y'all think?
Same as Freddie, time.
Okay.
Right. We're in an era where, you know, the output, everybody's output is heavier, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have a lengthy discography in a shorter period of time now. But my thing is this, though, right? Like, when you throw out names like Benny and Freddie, who I fuck with both heavy duty, you know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. You got to consider the names you're going to take out to put them in.
Right. And keep this in mind. This is just
names you're gonna have a hard time taking out to put them in. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. But keep in mind that I feel what you're saying, E. And for me, this isn't mine. Like neither of these niggas are making my top 10. But it's just based off of if somebody said it. Like if somebody was like Benny the Butcher's top 10, it's like, I don't know yet. I
wouldn't put Royce in the top 10 either. As much as I fuck with Royce, I wouldn't. And in my opinion, he's more deserving than they are.
Good point. Good point.
I said it's about who are we taking out to put these guys in. You know what I'm saying?
That's a perfect segue, brother. Because who are your current top 5s or top 10s if y'all have them? I know for me, mine has been this way: Big number 1, Jay number 2, Nas number 3, Rakim 4, KRS 5, LL 6, Kane 7, G Rap 8. 9 and 10 kind of fluctuate. No, 9 is Monch and 10 is Kendrick. So that's my current top 10. I don't know how to move this shit around, but I am, and this is hard. It is heartbreaking to say this, and I've done this before on this show, and then I take it back immediately. Like it's like a fucking take back immediately. I feel like at this point, at 2026, I got to move Nas to the number 1 spot.
I'm mad at that.
I don't know why Kel back at like a Queens nigga at the top.
You know what? I don't have Nas in my number 1, but I keep every year. I'm like, damn, I might have to put him there eventually. But
and again, it's just like I feel like at this point in time, like I said, it's probably this list has been like this. At least 1 through 7 has been like this probably since the 90s. You know what I mean? And like I said, when Vade came to me a long time ago, like, you know, does the top 10 change? And it's like, again, like Tone was saying, the 7, 8, 9, 10 can, but like that is like solidified there. And again, I'm ready to take the shit back now. It's like I'm not ready to do it. It's like the nigga who don't want to get married, but your girl is like, nigga, come on, like dog. And it's like, fuck it, I'll marry you. Then like a week before the wedding, it's like, nigga, I can't. Like I just can't do it, my nigga. Like I can't. Skip me. E, what about you? How does your top 10 work? Do you have a top 10? Does it fluctuate? Okay.
My thing is this though, right? Like when you speak of an objective all-time greatest list, it's not the top 10 it's not my personal top 10.
Right.
And that's why, like, the thing with this is like mine is 1 Big, 2A, 2B is Jay and Nas. My 4th is Pun. My 5th is Scarface. Then I got LL at 6. And then it's like G Rap, Rakim, Kane, and Slick Rick round out the top 10. But that kind of stuff. And then it's like, you know, sitting right outside of my 10, you got Redman, you got Jadakiss, you got Common. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like with my and then like my thing is this though, right? Sometimes it should be changing in the top 10. Like for example, around like 2008, you know, LL Cool J was in my top 5 for a long time. LL Cool J was my first rap hero. And then it just came to a point where I'm like, how many whack albums is he gonna put out? And how many good albums is Scarface gonna put out before I put Scarface over him?
Right.
And it came to the point.
So that's a good way. That's a good way to break down to explain how do people move? Because that was gonna be another question of like, well, how do people move? Like if the people move, what is it that kicked whoever was at number 10 before out to bring K-Dot in and things like that? So like you said, it was LL's putting out so many whack albums and Face is doing this. So
but then it's like LL so much more iconic on a global scale. It's like he could be number 1 too. You understand? Right. That's why I say like my personal. So it's like my personal shit. I was just enjoying listening to Scarface more at this point, and I'm like, all right, I gotta swap these two, right? And it's like, you know, LL Cool J's fucking, you know, he's the original GOAT. He's everything we say about him and then some, right? This is no knock on LL. The other thing is like, you know, then you get like to this 7, 8, 9, 10. Kool G Rap has just been consistently excellent for so long, right? And then like another thing too, though, like when we talk about at what point do we take out one of these guys, or at what point do we insert Kendrick Lamar or Drake or whoever, right? And it's like, yo, who am I taking out to put these guys in? You understand what I'm saying? And with me personally, and this is going to be different from y'all aside from Vague, is that I'm an artist as well. So these guys that are in my top, they help mold and shape who I am as an MC. So there's an extreme sentimental and influential and inspirational aspect in my list that's not in your list. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So it's like, you can, like Tupac's not in my top 10. You understand what I'm saying? He's objectively top 5. Same with Eminem. They don't sniff my top 10. But it's like these MCs that I have in my shit, like this shit that I took from Big, from Jay, from Nas, from LL, G Rap, that it's like, yo, I can't justify taking these guys out to put these guys in. Jadakiss, huge influence on me as an MC, but who am I taking out to put him in?
Right.
I think if I took out somebody from my top 10 to put Jadakiss, and I told Jadakiss my top 10, he'd say, you're bugging. Leave it how it is. Jadakiss himself would probably tell me, yo, you're bugging out. Leave it the way it is.
And I'm assuming to get in your top 10, you don't need a classic album.
All my top 10 got classics, though. My whole top 10.
Right, but when you're saying Jadakiss to get in,
so don't move the goalpost. Right. That is a term in 20.
I'm not moving the goalpost, nigga. You saying to put Jada in, I got to take somebody out. No, the fuck you don't, because he don't got a classic album.
Well, but hold on though, like, and this is what I'm saying, like as an artist, the influence aspect.
Right. I know what you're saying.
It's Hall of Fame. I know you try to debate it, but we're not doing that again. We're not doing
Dog,
this shit.
It's just people's criteria. I can't let you in the Hall of Fame if you don't have a classic album.
But
that's me.
That might be one of the reasons he ain't cracking, though, to be honest.
Yeah, but that's just me. Everybody, I don't want people's criteria to be mine. I just want people to have a criteria. Like there's so many Cal, what do they call these schools now? They charter schools. Back in our day, it was all public schools and private schools. All DCPS public schools follow the same curriculum. Each of these charter schools have different curriculums. They don't have to be the same. Just make it so that when this kid graduates, the motherfucker knows how to read, write, and could go to college or be a fucking professional human being. I don't want everybody's to be my criteria. I just challenge people to have a criteria. Yeah. So if Easy said, no, you don't need to have a classic album to be in my top 10. I'm not going to tell Easy he wrong. That's just what his criteria is.
I want to ask y'all this question. I just want to get y'all opinion. So how the shit just keep evolving and all that, right? And then like Kiss is like the king of verses now. Do you feel like that helps his legacy, like what he did in that, like those moments? Because those are moments. That shit is historic. What he did with the Locks did the Dipset, that's like historic shit. I count that. Me personally. How do y'all feel about that?
I do count it, but I also understand that I'm from an era where there weren't just, how can I say this? Here's the thing. I think, yes, you should count it. To answer your question, it should count. What I don't like about it is how fast you can jump. Because at 7'10", when Black Thought went to Hot 97, he was the most underrated MC who nobody had in their top 40, who nobody ever wanted to do a song with. And then by 721, this nigga was the fucking GOAT. So that's my only problem with shit.
Jay Dilla overnight when he passed away too, same shit.
No. Dilla was getting love. Now, not worldwide love, not worldwide love, but and it's the same with the Locks. I was in New York City I was staying at the hotel literally across the street, diagonal from Madison Square Garden. Dipset, all them niggas is outside my hotel room at fucking 7:00. The Locks was a top 30 group. Jadakiss is maybe somewhere in the top 20s. By 11:59 fucking PM, Jadakiss was the GOAT and the Locks was the greatest hip hop group ever. So my only problem with these moments now is that the jump is incredible. Like literally, if people pay attention, Go look at how many features Black Thought had before the Funk Flex freestyle versus after the Funk Flex freestyle. It literally went from Gorilla Monsoon rap with Talib and fucking Super Lyrical with Pun. That was it. So fucking now Black Thought is on everybody's fucking album. He's on Benny's album. He's on Freeway's album. To see a Black Thought feature now means absolutely nothing. So I do think that those moments do count. I just hate the fact that they count so much, because you can't go from underrated to GOAT in 19 minutes because of one freestyle. Like that's not an alley oop. That's like fucking, I don't even know what that is.
So what you're saying is like when you in like credit terms, like you know how you do an inquiry, low impact counts, but it's low impact. I agree with that.
Right.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So that's my only beef. But Tom, what you think? You think
not as much as it should?
Yeah. I mean, of course, it raised his stature some. I mean, because Versus became a big thing with COVID and all that. All eyes was on everyone who performed. So to say the Dipset with the locks didn't hit the one-on-one joint with Fab, it raised him some for people who might have been a little unfamiliar with his total catalog. So yeah, it does help your legacy to that degree. You know what I mean? As far as just notoriety, yeah.
All right, Vay, what you think?
Shit, you gotta repeat the question. Y'all be going off on a tangent. I'm like, what the fuck is the question was?
Just about the moment. Like, does the moment count? Does Jada doing what he did at Versus count? Does Thought do what he did at Hot 97? Does that count towards it?
I think it does, because it's a moment in hip hop, or that time in hip hop, right? Shout out to Tone. But you know what I'm saying? I think it does, because it was a dope moment. It kind of reminded people of how dope the Locks are, and if you've never seen them in the show, this is what you're missing. I like the Black Thought thing, but I agree with you, because I remember being at a conference, and I hate when shit like this happens, because then the other black dude come up like, who's the greatest freestyle from Hot 97? I was like, let me guess, you're gonna say Black Thought.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what the fuck I was talking about. I was just like, I don't know why. Like, I had no Yankee hat on, none of that shit. I was just like, nigga knew I was hip hop. Like, yeah, you. So what I like about it is the fact that obviously it's dope. You know, it wasn't whack to us, but we were used to it. But we finally got them solos from Black Thought.
From Thought, yeah.
I think I like the fact that he was motivated to do that as a result, which also counts and
the turning point.
Speaks to it. Right. It also speaks to him being in somebody's top 5 or 10 and, not really arguing it. But I do agree with you, Kill. Like, just relax a little bit. Like,
right. It went too far. Like, goddamn, how do you go from underrated, you in nobody's top 30, and then literally 18 minutes later, you're number 1. Like, you are the greatest of all time.
Right.
And I still think Fred the Godson's freestyle is better, but neither here nor there. Kel, what do you think? Should the moments count?
Can I say one thing about Black Thought before we carry on? First of all, the Fred the Godson comment is crazy, but rest in peace, Fred the Godson.
I got you.
So he also did a real good one with the feature before the Funk Flex shit with Static's Bird's Eye View with Joey Badass.
Oh yeah, that's dope. Yeah.
I put that in there because I was in the room when he recorded that.
Okay.
So the manner in which he did that was legendary. I'll tell you, I can save that for when we off. So
he did Respiration remix of Black Star.
Yeah, that's who I know. That's
a few.
Right.
I think the moment though, Kill. I think the Locks thing is, I think bringing back the live element to hip hop is always good. So I always appreciate that. I mean, but I think it's just moments. I think they can be. They're what they are. They're not. They're not a full body of work too. So I don't think we can, count for, because I think some people are better live, than making albums and stuff. So I think we gotta take that into consideration.
And I think moments for me too. Moments are supposed to be the alley-oop to the album, or at least that's the era that I'm from. Like, you heard Redman on Hardcore, and it was like, oh, that's a moment. What's next? It's almost like a what's next thing, and that's why I was like, yo, there's no Jada album dropping tonight, like that was the perfect time. Like it would have been like, look, like you know how like you go to these games like this Miami, Ohio, Ole Miss game, they got the hats already made. You know what I mean? For when either team wins. So if you win, yo, here go your hat. Like, nigga, y'all should have had a Jadakiss album ready to fly right there at midnight. Because if a Jada album would have dropped at midnight, nigga,
Yo,
you know.
I do want to say, Kelv, you said how it brought back the live performance thing aspect. Yeah. I think more important than that, the competitive nature it brought back.
No doubt. Oh, no question. Yeah.
All that buddy shit that we had up until then.
Oh, yeah.
Kids throwing the bandana on the floor.
Bandana on the floor, yeah.
Loops. Niggas look pussy. That was crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how somebody get shot like that.
Pull the camera on the chair, pull him out the chair.
I mean, what they say? What they say? They said, "Yo, we gonna do some wrestling shit. Just don't let it get too disrespectful. Let's get the crowd what they want, but let's be respectful."
Nature, man, that was going for a long time, brother.
Yeah,
right. Vague, what about you? How is your top 10 moved? Is it moving? Does it move? Is it still stuck?
I'm stubborn. The only new person in there is Kendrick, and I'm like you. It's difficult. Like in order, is difficult to keep that because, like Easy, there's another layer with that where and not even just rapping. Like some of these guys influenced and informed me on things in life by just listening to their music. So I'm attached to them in a lot of ways, especially if they have a decent amount of success. So for me, it's a lot of the same guys, like J Big and Nas and.
So who's your top? So are they in order, or you just have a 10, but there's not a number one? Okay.
Yeah. So I got J Big and Nas, K Dot since I said him, Rakim, KRS, Ice Cube, Scarface. Who am I forgetting? Shit. Damn, somebody
you gotta LL. You gotta have LL.
I gotta not say L because he's number one. That's the thing. LL. And then the other one I was kind of flip-flopping because it was Slick Rick, then it was G Rap. So I just I can't let go of some of those guys. But to your point about like how does that work for me? Like, for example, Kendrick being amongst those names. The consistency, man. I've never seen a run like this where even just from a respect level, we come from an era where you have one even so-so album, niggas like this nigga fell off. Like, who's next? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not just me as a fan, but I also look at the generation that's growing up with him. And they kind of confirm what I think about him where I'm like, yeah, they don't see any whack shit either, really. And, they have what they say about certain things. And again, man, come on. You're winning Grammys for a fucking diss record, and then you perform it at the Super Bowl?
And then you get sued for it. That's crazy.
Well, yeah, you get, but that shit was thrown out, so...
To me, just the fact that he got sued for it just made it even that much worse. Like, god damn, this nigga really got sued for a diss record. Tone, what about you? What's your top 10? Does it move? Does it fluctuate?
I play, the 1 through like 7 kind of been the same for a long time, but I kind of moved them around some over the last couple of years. So Nas number 1 to me now.
Now you said now. Who did he move out? Because you said Nas is number 1 now.
Moved Big out.
He moved Big out. Okay.
But so again, 1991 Live at the Barbecue until 2025 with Primo. I don't need to say nothing else, man. Unprecedented, crazy 6-7 albums in less than 8 years. Just nuts, man. Big number 2. Big for me when he died. He was at that time for me. He was the most complete MC I had ever heard. I mean, you can do Warning and then do One More Chance remix and it still sound the same as far as dopeness. You know what I'm saying? Biggie was a perfect MC to me. He just died too early. So I think that him living the album After Life After Death, I think is gonna be the greatest rap album of all time. I always said that personally. 3 is Jay-Z. Jay can be anywhere between 1 and 5. The resume is what it is. The skills is what it is. Pac, number 4, to me, the greatest rap artist of all time. He can make grown men and women cry with so many tears and so many songs on Me Against the World that he can do Ambitions of a Rider with the same kind of veracity, man. A true one of one, never be another Tupac. Rakim, number 5, he was number 1 for me for about 20 years, man. KRS One, number 6, he was number 2 at one point when I was in high school. You know what I mean? LL Cool J resume speaks for itself. James Todd Smith, you can never say nothing bad about him to me. You know what I'm saying? So he could be number 1 on somebody's list, and I won't debate it. Eminem, number 8, K. Dot, number 9. Kendrick Lamar, for me, has a chance of the way his career's been going. He can move up some at some point. I believe this time, if he had another dope album, another impact, memorable songs or whatever, he's going past Eminem and maybe even L's an icon. So when I'm just talking about just the way the list go. Again, no diss to him, but K-Dot can go up some more. And Scarface at number 10, he can be as high as number 5 to me. Because Scarface to me has a top 3 discography and one of the few MCs to me who's been out 30 years, and I don't think he has a whack album. Even his lower tier album, I'm like, that shit sound pretty good though. You know what I'm saying? It's all right. Yeah, I don't have nothing. I'm like, man, this shit's trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's Scarface's Kingdom Come or Nostradamus? I don't know if he has one. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
That's why I can understand somebody from Texas or the Midwest might be like, face the GOAT. And I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna debate that either.
Right. Kel, what about you? Top 10, how does it move, fluctuate?
So my kind of like Tone said, my top 10 has been almost relatively the same people, just shuffling some people around. I got KRS.
I know it's at least 5 niggas from Queens. At least 5 are from Queens. So you know that.
I think there's 5 or 4.
He tried to start with KRS too, throw us off.
Right, just to throw it off.
KRS, I got KRS as number 1. KRS is my number 1. He been number 1 for
the guy that did the Bridges Over.
I know, and I hate having it. I like Kill said it. Nas keep moving up, so I got Nas at 2. I got Rakim at 3. I got G Rap at 4. I got LL at 5. I got Kane at 6. I got Biggie, Jay, Ice Cube, and Pharoahe. So 4 Queens people. But yeah, and like I said, Nas probably gonna I'm probably gonna put him at number 1. I mean, probably soon, but. And now you said it easy. Now I want to move my people more to the British stuff. I can't.
Nah, and again, I may stick with. I just it's so. I don't even want to talk about it no more. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. And for people watching, that's why this is so hard, because it's a little bit of everything that Easy said. It's a mixture of what Vague said, because these were people we grew up on. You know what I mean? It was being there to see what these people were doing in real time. So even though Big didn't have the been able to have the longevity that some of these other people have, just what Big did was so influential to the culture. You know, I was just talking about Philadelphia, and I love Philadelphia so much because I feel like it was the foundation of what opened the door for Philadelphia. You know what I mean? Like after Philadelphia, it was from those jam sessions came the Black Lily, which gave you all the female, all the Jaguar, the Jasmine, the fucking Kendrick and the Family Soul. Those jam sessions gave you Bilal, Flowetry. Like it opened the door, and I feel like Big, what he did was like literally the foundation of what was to come for the next 10 to 15 years. So it's hard, man. But then it's hard to look at what Nas has been doing, which has never been done. That 6-album run at 50 was just something that's just never been done. So it's so crazy because it's just moving 2 spots. It's just flipping a spot. Like even while y'all was talking, I was like, yo, I gotta move Kool G Rap above Kane. So just that quick. So it's easy for me, it's easy to move you a spot. Like, okay, I can move Kane. You know what? Kane is going to 8. G Rap, you come to motherfucking 7. In fact, LL, you get the 6. Move you. You know, but to get them out, that's the hard part. That's the hard part. And I make
years. So
me too.
Yeah.
Me too. But it was like, it was during one of these shows, and it's like, yeah, but G Rap is still killing it. And as much as I love Monch, I may have to move Monch out the 9 spot and bring in Common, because Tone made a great point. And Common used to be in my top 10. You know what I mean? So Monch may have to go, and Common may have to come in, especially based off of this shit he just did with Pete. You know what I mean? So again, you know what I mean? It is what it is, it is what it is. Great show as always, y'all. Easy, you got the new album coming out. Let them know where to follow you. Let them know where to get at you. Let them know where they can check out the freestyles every Monday. All that good stuff.
Yeah, man. I'm at Easy Money ST everywhere. Money Bar Mondays revamped. I did this it's a fairly new series I've been doing on a weekly basis. This Monday is gonna be crazy. I don't know when y'all gonna see this. Probably be out by the time y'all see this, but just follow me on the YouTube. All the content goes there as well. At Easy Money ST everywhere. New album, produced entirely by my man DJ Manipulator. It's coming out. I'm looking at a late March release. As far as like features, I got the home team. My man, Terminology. Skyzoo did a verse on there. My man Sin and Snuck. Mass Pike Miles did something real nice for me on there too. So, and I'm looking at. I'm already looking at cooking up the next one too. So, 01830 was the Haverhill, Mass zip code. And I had the rep for the crib one time, man. So follow me everywhere at Easy Money ST and stay tuned.
All right, no doubt. Tone, where can they get at you, bro?
Man, just Tone of the Dome on Twitter, man. The Dome Podcast on YouTube. Oh yeah, ToneoftheDome.com. It's got my old articles on there. A lot of people hit me up, wanted me to start them articles back, man. So I went on and reposted quite a few of the old joints, and got like 1 or 2 more recent ones, I believe. It's been a while now, but people enjoy going on there, man. Dome Podcast, check it out. Last episode, me and my man Rob Markman had a good conversation for y'all to check out, man. And me and Vay got That Time of Hip Hop coming up again. We got another episode for the cast that's been rocking with us since damn Vay, a long time, bro. Like 2018 or something like that. So looking forward to that next episode too, man. But everything is good, man.
All right, Vay, where can they get at you, bro?
All right, you can follow me on social media at Vegas World INC and check out my podcast, Hip Hop Now Podcast, available on YouTube in audio form on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart. Weekly hip hop news, a couple of special bonus features, and a really special series coming up pretty soon. So, and I also want to say,
they close it out.
Just scored a touchdown. 18 seconds left.
Wow.
I'm still shook. 18 seconds is crazy. Like, come on, man, 0, nigga. Like, what you doing?
No doubt. And Kel, where can they get at you, bro?
Just Big Kel on Instagram. Yeah.
All right. Number 1, usually I'm shouting out a book. This week, I'm shouting out Chuck D's new magazine. He has a physical new magazine that's out. This joint is dope. Dope content. It's dope. It's put together. This is a legitimate, this is right there with Billboard and anything else that you could get. So check it out on Rap Central Station, Mag Paper. Just check out Chuck D. I know he has the links for it, but definitely support that. And here's the thing too, y'all, because we cap about hip hop all the time. We do all this stuff, but y'all know me. It is about support. Kel, this should make you smile. I copped this first, which is the Mobb Deep CD. You know what I mean? Upside down, but I copped this. You know what I mean? Then saw they had this special edition of the Matchbook. So then had to cop this. You know what I mean? You got the Matchbook. It's actually signed. And then I love this album so much, still had to go out and get it on vinyl. So this is what I talk about for all you Twitter niggas and all you social media niggas who want to cap and talk shit all day, but then don't buy shit. Shut the fuck up and leave me the fuck alone until you start buying shit. I'm going to actually start getting at niggas. Don't say shit to me until you post a picture of the physical fucking album that you own. It's like, fuck, you know what it is, Kel? Back in the day with arcade games. You ain't played shit. The game is running, but you ain't doing shit until you pop that quarter in, my nigga. You know what I mean? So before you say shit to me, be like, all right, Kill, boom, here's my Mobb Deep. All right, let's start the conversation. Cool, now you put your quarter in. Let's start the fucking game. Because too many of you niggas be running your mouth and don't buy shit. Don't support these people, want to cat for them 24 hours a day and don't even fucking put $1 in their pocket. What's the point of sucking this nigga off and you ain't even putting no money in his kids' pockets? We got to stop this nut ass shit. I'm adjusting crowns. I told y'all what I'm doing in 2026. We're adjusting crowns like Nas said. Just adjusting crowns, no disrespect. But if you want to cat for a nigga all day, the least you can do is buy his or her shit. That's it. So Kill889, Twitter, IG. I'll check y'all next week, good peoples.